Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom,
Oh,
shalom.
Shalom, shalom. How y'all doing today?
doing fine. Doing fine.
Good,
And
good.
yourself?
Glad to hear it. Doing excellent.
That's good.
We're gonna figure this thing out here. We having some challenges here, but we're gonna make it work.
That's right.
Absolutely. But nonetheless, we're gonna try and get another one of these classes done for us today. We want to welcome everybody to another episode of EOID Basics, and hopefully everybody will be able to enjoy the class today. We want to welcome everybody that was able to attend. Just give us a couple seconds here. We're trying to do some things behind the scene to make sure that everybody is able to do what they need to do.
That's right.
All right. We look like we're good to go here. I want to thank Elder Sharon. She's going to be controlling the chat today, and she's going to make sure everything go the way it need to go. She's been doing an excellent job up to this point, and I expect the same thing again. But shalom, shalom. You know, we trying to make this thing work. You know, we ain't got our super duper doggone IT extraordinaire with us, so y'all dealing with Uncle Stephen here. You know, and I'm from back whenever they used to have them Radio Shack computers, so things gonna be a little rough today. But nonetheless, we hope y'all take it all with love.
Yeah, bro.
All right.
We do it for the sake of love, baby.
I know that's right. But we doing what we can for you. But no, today we want to go on ahead and say shalom and welcome to another episode of EOID Basics. We also want to welcome our detractors who at the very least recognize that it is in their interest to learn about the doctrine of Christ that is causing them to reduce the number of videos available on their channels. If you notice, they don't have as many videos of them doing street teachings like they used to. The people aren't buying the foolishness anymore. Nonetheless, welcome. Now, we are continuing our explanation of the women of the Bible. The reason we have to do this is because these churches and these religious camps are deceiving women into believing the Most High doesn't appreciate what they are bringing to the table because of the lies these men tell them. They say a woman is too stupid to teach, and everything wrong in the world is because of a woman. One ignorant woman is no different from one ignorant man. They equally receive whatever judgment the Most High has for them based on how they treat their neighbor.
Absolutely.
All right, today we will tackle Ruth. Now, if you follow the Israelite camps, they use the doctrine of this elder named Ariah, who came up with this method of determining who all the races are in the Bible. All right. And they now teach that Moab is the Chinese people. If you want to know about what a false prophet this Ariah was, I just recently saw a video of what he did with the year 2000 on Elder Blessed Is He That Readeth channel. He got a video. He has a short video of the One West Crew lying, saying Christ would come and return in the year 2000. So go to his channel and you'll see where he got that video up there showing you how they lied and said the world was gonna end in the year 2000. Somebody lie like that, you can't trust what they saying. But he's the foundation of why they say the Chinese people is Moab. All right. Just so you know, Moab is a doctrine.
Yes.
It is a doctrine created from Lot.
Yes.
And for you carnal believers, no, Lot did not physically have incest with his actual daughters.
No.
Y'all don't understand what it's saying. Y'all keep teaching that lie that the man of God went and slept with his 2 daughters. All right, that's a lie.
That's a lie.
All right, it's an allegory. Y'all don't know how to understand how to read the Bible, so y'all keep telling these lies. And every time y'all tell that lie, the Most High holding you accountable, because you got the people believing in that. We have a couple videos on Lot and how that parable is explained. All you got to do is put Lot in the search engine on our Elders of Israel channel, and you will find it. Moab is a doctrine, and it's being used today. But to give you some background on this thing with Lot, we're gonna go to Genesis 19 right quick, just to show you. We're gonna go to verse 30.
And that lie been told for the longest,
Yes.
that the Chinese people or Moab. No, that's a doctrine. You know,
Right.
1.5% of Chinese people are Muslims.
Yeah.
They study
Yeah.
a dialect of Han, H-A-N.
Mhm.
A lot of them Christians.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Jews. Y'all don't even know it.
Mm-hmm. They got a set called the Uyghurs. They begin with a U, but they pronounce it Uyghurs. Them people Muslims.
They're Muslims.
They being persecuted over there in China. Y'all don't even know that.
They don't even know.
Y'all don't even know. Them people got all nationalities and all types of religions over there in China.
Yes.
So y'all got to figure some stuff out. Y'all been listening to these people who like to put people in categories, right?
Yes.
And then they go and they read it to you, and then you go and you automatically accept what they saying. But you can't do that, all right? Now we're gonna read this thing down real quick so that y'all can understand. Moab ain't talking about no Chinese people.
Nah.
All right. But you with me, Elder Jariah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you can go ahead and read this down right quick. Go ahead and read this down right quick, and as we get through it, we'll go on ahead and put precepts to it so the people know what's going on. Go ahead, read that.
All right, Genesis 19 and 30.
Mm-hmm.
And Lot went up out of Zoar and dwelt in the mountain.
It's just so y'all know, Zoar is a doctrine, okay? A mountain is a church, all right? So it's talking about him going through different doctrines, all right?
Yes.
We ain't gonna get too deep, but y'all got to know what these words mean, all right? Read on.
And his 2 daughters with him.
Daughters is women, all right? So it's talking about doctrines. Talking about doctrines. Hold that.
Hold that.
Hold that. We go to Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 15, and we gonna show you that the Most High, whenever he talking about women, when he talking about women, he talking about doctrines. Okay.
Yes.
Read that, Elder.
And
Yes,
if the woman exists, she's still an allegory for a doctrine, y'all.
Yes. So just put that in your mind. You ain't gonna receive salvation from the carnal belief. Just cause some woman existed a bunch of years ago, they can't dig her bones up and give you salvation. But what the allegory is talking about and is using that woman, that's where your salvation lie in. Understand the story of that woman, the doctrine of that woman, or however they used it in the Bible. Y'all got to get this carnal versus spiritual thing down so that you can get salvation instead of learning a whole bunch of foolishness, and then y'all sitting up there telling a bunch of stories, but you ain't changed your life none. You still hate your brother.
Right.
Read that up.
Yes, sir. Sirach or Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha chapter 15 and verse 1. He that feareth the Lord will do good, and he that hath the knowledge of the law shall obtain her.
He just called the law her. Okay, it's a feminine description of the law. When you gonna see a woman as a doctrine. Now he about to give you a whole bunch of examples of women to show you when he's talking about women, daughters, widows, virgins, concubine, wives, all that stuff mean the same thing. It means doctrine. It's talking about wisdom. All right. Read.
Verse 2. And as a mother,
Woman, read.
shall she
Feminine pronoun, read.
meet him and receive him as a wife.
Again, using a feminine description. It's talking about wisdom. It's talking about knowledge. Read.
Married of a virgin.
A virgin is a woman. Okay, so he's letting you know all of those things mean the same thing.
Yes.
Read.
Verse 3. With the bread of understanding.
Bread and understanding mean the same thing. So he comparing understanding to something.
Shall she.
He just called the understanding she. See there? Read.
Feed him. And give him the water of wisdom to drink.
He just said that the water of wisdom, she gonna give it to him, meaning the doctrine. All right. So, you know, eventually y'all gonna figure it out. You know, it may take y'all a little while, but y'all gonna figure out that the Most High, he is talking about women as doctrine. That's his language. You have to translate it from what you learn to the doctrine that the Most High is speaking. Okay, the Most High don't care what Noah Webster said. He don't care nothing about all these other different people who came up with all these different philosophies. He don't care about what they say. He telling you take 2 or 3 precepts, figure out what this word means, and teach it like that. That's what he told the prophet to do.
Yeah, when you see damsel, handmaid,
yes,
sister, daughter, mother, and a female word, he's talking about doctrine. Yeah, that you got to target in on that. Automatically go to the highway. The spiritual interpretation is talking about a doctrine. Yeah, Jezebel is a doctrine. Revelation 2:24. It's a doctrine. It actually mentions it right there.
Read on, Elder, from 4.
For he feared to dwell in Zoar.
So he was scared of a particular doctrine. He didn't think the doctrine was righteous. Okay, read.
And he dwelt in a cave.
He had a cave, so that means a cave is a dwelling. All right, it's a church. All dwellings are churches in the Bible. Okay, when it's talking about physical dwellings, whether it's a cave, a grave, a sepulcher, a pit, all of that stuff is talking about churches. All right,
church,
where you dwell, where you believe in something. All right,
palace.
Yes, all that stuff mean a church.
Yes.
Read on.
Yes, sir. He and his 2 daughters.
He had 2 doctrines he was teaching in that church. Y'all see that? We're gonna read down. We're gonna read kind of fast so that we can go ahead and get to it.
Yes, sir.
Verse down to 38. But go ahead.
Verse 31. And the firstborn said unto the younger, our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth.
So it's saying in his mind, one of his doctrines is saying that he ain't developed a new doctrine with our understanding. That's all it's saying. So
that's all it's saying.
Lot is worried that he not gonna be able to share his doctrine with people because he ain't developed no doctrines. That's all it's saying. All right. Read on.
Verse 32. Come, let us make our father drink wine and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father.
So he's saying what Lot is about to do. Lot about to make up a doctrine.
Yes.
Okay. He ain't going and using 2 or 3. He making something up on his own. Now remember, the reason we going through this is because they saying that this is the Chinese people.
No.
All right. We showing you that ain't what this talking about. Okay.
It's not.
It's not talking about Chinese people. It's talking about doctrines. All right.
In the verse before that mentioned about the earth, there had no person to explain that doctrine that was in the earth, the carnal interpretation at the time. He came up with these doctrines, y'all.
Yes.
But you read that part, seed. This is what he's talking about. Go to and I'll butt in just a little bit, Elder. Go to Galatians 3:16. This man he wants somebody to plant a seed. Start teaching that doctrine. Because he came up with 2 doctrines. This the seed, what we supposed to all be in.
Galatians chapter 3 and verse 16. Now to Abraham and his seed.
His seed is the word of God, the authentic word of God. He taught peace. Luke chapter 8 verse 11, which is the word of God. God's words totally different from man.
Yes.
Were the promises made.
Whoever got this doctrine that Abraham taught, that's who gonna have the promises. Who made the promises too? He circumcised the people, y'all. Read.
He saith not. And 2 seeds.
Many doctrines.
As of many, but as of one.
One. That's the only one he interested in. This one right here.
And to thy seed, which is Christ.
That's it. That's all that matters. If you follow Christ, you are his seed. You have his doctrine. That's all he interested in. So when you go back to Lot, I just wanted to show y'all it's different seeds, different doctrines that people can plant in somebody's head. A corruptible seed is, of course we know this, 1 Peter
1:23.
1:23. That's corruptible teaching. He don't like the carnal, y'all.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Elder.
All praises. Go ahead and read this again, Elder.
Yes, sir. Genesis 19:33. And they made their father drink wine that night. Okay, so now when it started talking about drinking, talking about learn. Wine is wisdom, all right? But they say it's at night. Night mean ignorance, all right? Night, dark, shadow, evening, all that stuff mean ignorance. So it's telling you Lot about to do something stupid, all right? That's what it's telling you.
He don't have the light.
Okay? Yeah. He making this thing up. Read. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father. So it's telling you that the first doctrine that he had, he got 2 doctrines. He went and he committed fornication or lied with the doctrine, meaning he creating a lie. That's what it's telling.
Developing this doctrine, y'all. Because remember, the Most High had sent and destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yes.
So those doctors, he didn't actually murder those people. We'll have a class about that. They wasn't murdered. Right. Now those doctrines that they had, people figured them out. There was no. They don't believe them no more. They don't believe them anymore. So this preacher, this teacher, this guy Lot is developing other teachings. Yes. Read.
And he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose.
So he don't recognize he doing something wicked, but he is. You know, just like sometimes you get out there in the middle of something and you just realize, oh man, I'm messing up. You know what I'm saying? He don't recognize that he's screwing up. He's ticking the most high off because he's creating a wicked doctrine. Read.
Verse 34. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesternight with my father.
My father developed a doctrine with me. Read.
Let us make him drink wine this night also.
Let's see if he can go on ahead and create a second doctrine with you. Okay.
You ever heard the term, the term, my mind playing tricks on me?
Yeah.
That's what he going through right here.
That song used to be a little popular back in the day. We know exactly what you're talking about. No, that's right. But his mind playing tricks on him. That's exactly right. The man sitting up in there, and he, you know, they say the eye of the mind is a devil's workshop. That's what this man messed up in. Yes. He's sitting up in here. He too smart for his own good, and he getting in trouble.
Yes. Remember when Abraham and Lot split up? He said the man got into an argument. They was fighting over doctrines.
Yep.
Abraham said, if you go this way, I go that way. If you go that way, I go this way. He was saying, let's keep peace. So Lot was in charge of teaching his flock.
Yes.
So when he went to Sodom and Gomorrah, they turned out blind. They was blinded from the other doctrines. They didn't believe those doctrines no more. These are the parables, y'all. What Uncle Stephen is bringing it to you.
Read on, Elder.
Yes, sir. Let us make him drink wine this night also.
So again, it's no wisdom in it. Night. See, keep doing it on the night. I mean, night mean ignorance, okay? Read.
And go thou in and lie with him.
Lie.
Yes.
Read.
That we may preserve seed of our father.
Elder Samuel just gave you seed, okay? Seed is doctrine. When it's talking about seed, it's talking about doctrine. It ain't talking about the reason the Most High, the things say the Most High gave his word to Jacob, his statutes and judgments to Israel. Anybody can come up in there and look at the word and look at it literal and say it means this. But he gave a specific way for the actual the prophets of Israel to decipher what he was saying. Yes. Okay, they have to use 2 or 3 precepts to get what it means. Now you got the prophets of Israel out here now teaching that this man laid with his daughter, and that ain't what it's saying. It ain't saying that. The prophets of Israel are supposed to know what this stuff means. That's why we bringing it to y'all now, so y'all can see as we keep adding these 2 or 3 to it, y'all can see how we coming up with what we saying. All right, we prophets of the Most High. We Jew in with it. Okay.
Yes.
We don't care nothing about what these people talking about over here. We telling you what it means. We proving what we saying. Just so you know. For whatever reason, this thing don't want to act right. See, I do whenever hold your hand and got up out of here, we were going to have some challenges. That's all right, though. We go make it work. Let's see what we got here. Come on now. Come on, thing. There we go. All right. Boy, oh boy.
I'd have to call the squad.
Hey, man, look like we might have to call them old geek boys over here, man. Let's see whether or not we can get through this with here. I don't want to take too much time with it. We just showing you, because they telling you that Moab is the Chinese people. We showing you Moab come from Lot, okay? We're going to show you why they saying what they saying. Read that, Elder. We're going to try and read it kind of quick.
Yes, sir. Verse 35. And they made their father drink wine that night also.
Yep.
And
read.
The younger
night. Remember, elders Uncle Stephen said night.
Yes. Okay. Yes, it's ignorance. Read.
And the younger arose and lay with him.
So now he's created a lie, a doctrine, with this other doctrine that he had in his mind. Read.
and lay with him, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose.
He don't know the doctrine wicked, all right? But the doctrine is something he done created on his own, but the doctrine wicked, right?
It's wicked.
Yeah. Read.
Verse 36. Verse 36. Thus were both the daughters of Lot with child by their father.
Okay, so now he created a new doctrine with each one of those thoughts that he had in his mind. He done created 2 doctrines out of the ones that he was developing. All right. Read.
Verse 37. And the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab.
When you see name means doctrine. You can go to Revelation 19:13 and 16. You can go to, I think it's Hosea 2:32. Name means doctrine. It's probably in the chat right now. We got the chats lit up with all of these precepts that we saying. If y'all want to know what we saying, look in the chat. Okay, it's telling you what these words mean. He's telling you the name of the doctrine is Moab.
That's
all right.
It.
Okay, that's what it's telling you. Moab is a doctrine.
It's a doctrine, y'all.
Read.
Yes, sir. The same is the father of the Moabites unto this day.
So that's the doctrine that they teaching to this day. A doctrine that Lot came up. It's a wicked doctrine. All right.
Yes.
Read.
That's it.
Verse 38. And the younger, she also bare a son, and called his name Ben-Ami. The same is the father of the children of Ammon unto this day.
Okay, so Ammon is another doctrine that he came up with. Okay, that's what it's telling you. So now we're gonna go to over here to 1 Kings. All right, so that you can see Elder Yohanan, he taught it last week. All right, about Solomon. All right, so you can see where now that you know who created the doctrine, you can see now what this means. All right.
Yes.
Read that, Elder.
Yes, sir. 1 Kings chapter 11 and verse 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women.
Strange doctrines. Okay, woman mean doctrine. So it means these doctrines are not approved by the Most High. All right.
Just like Samson. Just like Samson.
Yeah. You know, Proverbs.
Yeah.
You can go to Proverbs 7, 4, and 5, and it'll let you know you got to be aware of the strange woman. All right. And what's that one in Hebrews you always
go to Hebrews 13 and 9 so they can see it, Elder. Come back to it. Strange doctrines, y'all. I think that's what it said. Yeah.
Read that, Elder.
Yes, sir. Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 9. Be not carried about with diverse and strange doctrines.
That's diverse. It's talking about diverse seeds, diverse doctrines. Deuteronomy 22 and 9. Strange women, which are doctrines also. Read.
For it is a good thing that the heart be established with grace.
Your mind.
You establish something with 2 or 3 precepts. That's in
it.
Matthew 18 and 20. That's how you establish. You establish with 2 or 3 precepts. Read.
Not with meats.
Those meats is the spiritual interpretation.
Or a deep carnal interpretation.
That's right. Diverse meats.
Yep.
Read.
Which have not profited them that have been occupied therein.
Don't go into those strange women, strange doctrines, y'all, because we're going to talk about Ruth. We're going to talk about another lady that did the same thing if we got time, probably the next class. She's the same thing like Ruth. She's an allegory for a doctrine, y'all.
Yeah.
A precept for this is Haggai 1:6, where it say the people that earn wages, they put it in a bag with holes in it. The stuff that you learning, it ain't profiting you.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. That's what, like, you are learning that UFOs gonna come get the people and all that other stuff. That's a strange woman, okay? That's a strange woman. Let's go back over here, try and read this kind of quick so we can get to it.
1 Kings chapter 11 and verse 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites.
That's Lot's doctrines that he created. Read.
Yeah, and that Pharaoh, daughter of Pharaoh, that one gonna get you captive in that doctrine.
Yeah.
That doctrine gonna captivate these people. The Moabite doctrines. You're gonna be a slave to that doctrine.
Read on.
Women of the Moabites, Ammonites.
That's the second doctrine that Lot created. Read.
Edomites.
That's another doctrine. Edomites are doctrines. Read.
Zidonians.
That's doctrines. Read.
That's doctrine.
And Hittites.
The women are doctrines. It ain't talking about the Zidonians is Africans. The Hittites is Africans. Edomites is white people. Y'all, when y'all look at the Bible carnally, y'all can't see what the message that the Most High is trying to convey to y'all. Okay, you have to be able to understand what he's saying, or else you're gonna be walking around spouting off the surmisings of some idiot, and you thinking you smart, but everybody looking at you like you crazy. All right.
Yes.
Read on.
Verse 2. Of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel.
The Lord made a commandment to the children of Israel. Read.
Yes.
Ye shall not go into them.
You're not supposed to be believing in these doctrines.
You're
not supposed to be believing in these doctrines. It ain't talking about you marrying somebody from China or somebody from Indonesia or Malaysia. That ain't what it's talking about. Y'all sitting there but believing what these men said. They ain't giving you no precept. Notice we going back and forth to these precepts to prove what we saying. And y'all got them precepts in the chat showing you the same thing.
And you better not talk about Bruce Lee.
I used to like old Bruce.
Not him. Leave him alone.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Gotta defend old Bruce.
Who don't love Bruce Lee?
All right.
Man, please.
Right.
Read on, Elder.
Yes, sir. Neither shall they come in unto you.
You don't believe them. You don't let their doctrine come into you. All right. Read.
For surely they will turn away your heart.
The heart is the mind. Read.
After their gods.
Small g, their gods is their doctrines, okay? Their belief system. That's what he's saying. He gave Israel a different belief system than he gave all of the rest of the people. Yes. Everybody knows that. But y'all sitting up here thinking it's talking about Chinese people.
No.
Right. Solomon played unto these in love.
Solomon was a person who loved knowledge. And this man went and he started immersing himself in these doctrines and he started believing them. And he got in trouble.
Let me give him the law, Elder. You'll go to Deuteronomy 23:3. We always go back, and the Most High gave this order. He's not saying carnally you couldn't take a wife of a person from another race. He's not saying that. He's not saying that. Don't go into those doctrines.
Right.
Read that right there.
Yes, sir. Deuteronomy chapter 23 and verse 3. An Ammonite or Moabite shall not enter into the congregation
Stop.
of the Lord.
Stop. Was Ruth was a what?
A
She was a
Moabite.
Moabite. Now, hold that right there. I know you stopped, but we'll come right back to it. Go to 1. Go to 1.
The Deuteronomy 1?
23 and 1. Just jump up.
Oh, okay.
Verse 1. He that is wounded in the stones.
Stop. Now, I heard a young boy, Bishop Nathaniel of that IUIC, talking about this is a man private part. Look at man. This is a holy book. God ain't interested in a carnal understanding. He that is wounded in the stones. What's the stones? Go to Deuteronomy 31:18.
Exodus.
Exodus. Is it Exodus?
Yes,
Exodus 31:18.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, thank you, Elder. I'm getting old.
While you are looking for it, there was a message that said, don't forget to say, I'm not going to get into that.
You said what now?
There was a comment in the chat saying that, well, you were talking about how Nathaniel and all those people are teaching, and said, do not forget to say, I'm not going to get into that. Like they always say, they don't want to explain nothing. It's just jumping around. So it was like a funny comment that it was in the chat to saying, hey, by the way, don't forget to say, I'm not going to get into that.
Oh, praises.
We always open, all praises, Elder, because we always open for a debate. That's what, when you go out on the street, when young man going on the street, you debate.
Yeah.
But we doing this right here. But read what stones are.
Yes, sir. Exodus 31:18. And he gave unto Moses, when he had made an end of communing with him upon Mount Sinai.
Mount Sin, because everybody was saying that they was carnal, still carnal. Read.
To tables of testimony. Tables of stone.
Yep.
Stone.
Yep.
Written with the finger of God.
So
It's
let
doctrine.
you know. Yep, that's his doctrine.
So what? Go back to where you were. 23, Deuteronomy 23 and 3.
You want it on 3? Okay.
Keep reading that and 1.
Yes, sir. Deuteronomy chapter 23 and verse 1. He that is wounded
in the commandments, don't know the doctrine.
In the stones, or hath his privy member cut off.
Member is a doctrine.
That spiritual interpretation cut off.
Yes.
Because a lot of people say, "Oh, that's his private part." Now, it's been cut off.
That's his loins.
Yeah. Member means doctrine. It's in the chat. Member means doctrine. The precept for it is in the chat.
His secret parts. It's secret. So if his secret, the spiritual interpretation cut off.
Right.
Read.
Shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord.
Now, it's not saying elders of Israel will not let somebody come over here. No, you're not going to get this understanding in his spiritual interpretation, his congregation.
Right.
You won't get this understanding, what he's talking about. Read.
You want verse 3?
Verse 3.
Verse 3?
Yeah, back to 3. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Verse 3. An Ammonite or Moabite.
Stop. Who did Ruth marry?
She married Boaz.
Boaz. Read.
Shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord.
Did she come into the congregation?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Read.
Even to their 10th congregation.
Generation.
Shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever.
Now, that generation is a heavy, we're going to have a class on that. That generation is a heavy thing. It's not talking about my children, that,
begat. You ain't talking about that.
It ain't talking about that.
No.
You ain't going to talk. When you get the Moabite doctrine, they so confusing. They so confusing. This other doctrine is so confused because other doctrines cling on to that doctrine. How many times you want to die and die, come again, die, come again, die, come. It's going to confuse you. You're not going to understand it till you wean all that understanding out of you.
But it's interesting. It's interesting that it's saying the 10th generation, because that's going to come back up again. And y'all going to see what it's talking about. It's in the class. So we're going to go on ahead and get to it here in a second. What else you got, Elders? Simon?
Go to 6, verse 6. And I'm done with it.
Okay.
Verse 6. Thou shalt not seek their peace, nor their prosperity all thy days forever.
See, that's prosperity. They're going to be teaching that. You see that? Those doctrines will mess you up. That's why he didn't want those doctrines to the congregation. They're going to mix it.
Right.
But go ahead, Elder.
All praise. Okay, so let's go back here to, we want to go down to verse 5 here, right quick. Kind of read it kind of quick. Because what we're establishing is that Moab is a doctrine. All right? Yes. Read.
1 Kings chapter 11 and verse 5. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians.
That's a doctrine. Read.
That's a doctrine.
And after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites.
So he's telling you, Solomon was following Lot's made up doctrine as well. Y'all see that? Read.
Verse 6. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord.
Those doctrines are evil that Lot created. Read.
In the sight of the Lord. In the sight of the Lord. You might not say it, but he recognized they are evil doctrines.
Yes, because you're not using 2 or 3. You doing just like Lot did. Lot went and he made those doctrines in the night.
Yes.
If he'd have used 2 or 3, he'd have been able to correct them doctrines. But Solomon started following the doctrines and started believing them. All right. Read.
And went not fully after the Lord.
That means he didn't use 2 or 3 with them. Read.
As did David, his father.
David always went to the Lord. He used 2 or 3 to prove what something meant. It's the last verse on this.
Verse 7. Then did Solomon build an high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Moab.
That's who we talking about, Moab. We ain't talking about the Chinese people, y'all. We talking about this doctrine that Lot created. Read.
In the hill that is before Jerusalem.
A hill is a church, so it's another doctrine, right? That these people believe other than Jerusalem, which is the 2 or 3 doctrine.
Now, see, they doing it. This right here is actually happening right now.
Yes.
They believe in it so carnally that all they got to do is manifest for it to be spiritual. Because carnal friend just mean something total different in the spiritual world. It's totally different. A beard is totally different. It said put on your man should wear a beard. He's talking about your covering.
Yeah.
A hat is totally different. When they read about in the book of Daniel, he said the brothers wear their hosers and hats and stuff. We automatically know they put on the whole armor of God. It's just a similitude. The hat is God on their head. That was their covering. So when they said carnally, they are in a Moab doctrine, and they don't realize it. Before Jerusalem, before you get into the spiritual interpretation, they're almost there. Just cross over. Stop taking money. Stop bringing money, taking carnal money, and start making people, turning them into gold, and take that money to God, make them gold. That's the doctrine. You see that? They're blind with carnal interpretation so bad that they can't even see Jerusalem, the doctrine.
Go ahead and finish this out, Elder.
Yes, sir. And for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon.
Okay, so it's letting you know straight up, Solomon was following doctrines of both Moab and of Ammon. All right. All right. The Most High does not hate Chinese people.
No.
No one ever asked these false prophets to prove Moab are the Chinese people in the Bible. They can't do it without using another book. The Most High say you got to use his book to determine what it means. All right. That's a law. So nobody ever asked them, how can you prove that? And if you do, they start doing that humana thing. The minute they go to Wikipedia or, the Zondervan Bible Dictionary and all these other stuff, that means they done went outside of what the Most High said, because there ain't no prophet Zondervan in the Bible. He don't exist. Okay. Most High don't care about the prophet Wikipedia. He don't know nothing about him. All right. He know what he told you. He said, use my words. You got to use his words. That's how you get to understand and use the 2 or 3 precepts. And ain't none of them precepts saying China. All right.
No.
Most I ever heard was a verse that said the Most High would give them to the men of the East.
Yes.
So let's go to that scripture to see if that's valid.
13 and 15. That's
we gonna get to it. Let's go to this one here.
I thought you were going to, but
we going to it.
Yeah.
We just building it up. Ezekiel 25 and 8. We want to show you where they getting it from. All right. Read this, Elder.
Yes, sir. Ezekiel chapter 25 and verse 8. Thus saith the Lord God, because that Moab and Sears do say, behold, the house of Judah is like unto all the heathen.
So this is Ezekiel breaking down what the Most High, he's got some disagreement with the way that the Israelites was living. Read what they was believing. Read.
Verse 9. Therefore, behold, I will open the side of Moab.
Side mean doctrine. Read.
From the cities. From his cities, which are on his frontiers. The glory of the country. Beth Jeshemoth. Baal Meon. And Kiriathaim.
So it's all of those doctrines is mixed up doctrines that the people of Moab done created. All right, that's all it's saying. All right. He said he gonna open up, he gonna make people understand them doctrines, right? Read. And then this is the part that they use in order to say that Moab and Ammon is the Chinese and the Japanese. Okay. Read.
Verse 10. Unto the men of the east with the Ammonites and will give them in possession, that the Ammonites may not be remembered among the nations.
First thing they say, go get a map or get a globe, and you see where the international date line is. What's the farthest east country you got? They say that's gonna be Japan. So he's saying unto the men of the east with the Ammonites. So that means Japan is the farthest east, so Ammon must be the Japanese. And they're giving them to the Ammonites, so that must mean on the other side of the Ammonites is the Chinese. That's how this is what these people doing. And telling you that's how we know that Ammon is Japan, and that's how we know China is Moab. That's the only thing they ever gave you, right? So they say they're gonna give them to the men of the east, right?
Yeah.
We getting ready to go.
Hosea.
We were gonna get him in a second. But we're gonna get
you got something lined
first.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that you know. Listen, when those men get up there and talk, they talk like they talk because they know y'all believe everything that they say. All right. But the thing is, what those men are telling you is lies. All right. First, we're gonna find out who the men of the East are.
They deceiving just to get your money. That's all.
Yeah, that's all they doing.
They turn you away for you to be mad and confuse you and still take your money. The more they can confuse you, the more they can take your money. We don't take nobody money. We trying to make you the money to give you the God. We want you to be the gold.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 2nd Ezra chapter 1 and verse 38. And now, brother, behold what glory, and see the people that come from the east.
It said that Moab and Ammon going to be given to the men of the east, right? So let's find out who the men of the east are, because these men lie. They just made it up and said, go look at the international date line. The furthest east country is Japan. Next to Japan is China. So Ammon is Japan, Moab is China. That's what they did. All right. And a lot of y'all believe that. They ain't gave you no proof. But we can figure out who these men of the east are. Read.
Verse 39. Unto whom I will give for leaders Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Oses, Amos, and Machias, Joel, Abadias, and Jonas.
All of them names sound real familiar, don't they? Because they prophets. Read.
Verse 40. Nahum and Habakkuk, Zephanias, Aggeus, Zachary, and Malachi, which is called an angel of the Lord.
All the prophets, those are the men of the east. Now we going to Hosea 13, where you wanted to go, Elder.
Yeah, that's the same thing they told told Jesus. The wise man came to them, the 3 wise men.
Yeah.
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But read that right there.
Yeah.
Hosea 13:15. These are what he's talking about, the east.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The east is important. And this is why them people, they sit up there facing the east, but they don't know what it means. All right. They just doing it because it's a token. Right. But they don't know what it means. They don't know what any of this stuff means.
They don't know what it means.
And what we trying to do is break down to you, Moab ain't the Chinese people. The people of the east that he gonna give them to, he telling you Moab the people who following the Moab doctrine gonna convert to righteousness. While these people who claiming themselves to be Israelites, they gonna end up missing out. He said he gonna go on ahead and he gonna convert all of these different nations. Yes. And y'all sitting up here thinking y'all the only ones that can get the kingdom. Yes. All these other people gonna put down their hate and they gonna get the kingdom. You gonna still be sitting up in there talking about, well, they whooped my grandma, my great grandfather. And these people that went and threw away all of that hate and they done went and accepted the Most High doctrine.
They're about to get the understanding, IUIC members. They about to get this spiritual interpretation, and we'll go through it in a little while.
Read that, Elder.
Yes, sir. Hosea chapter 13 and verse 15. Though he be fruitful among his brethren, an east wind shall come. The wind of the Lord shall come up from the wilderness.
He just told you right there. The east wind is the wind of the Lord. What's
That's
wind? Hold that.
Ephesians 4:14.
Yeah. Hold that.
Which one you going?
All right. Let's get this for you right quick.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Y'all just need to learn the definition, what words are. Those are the breadcrumbs. That's what Jesus was dropping everywhere. The breadcrumb. And the people connect the puzzle together, the bread together, and it became a loaf. It became a scroll for them. It's a puzzle. Yes, sir. They put the puzzle together. Read that out.
Yes, sir. Ephesians chapter 4 and 14. That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro.
Like the serpent go to and fro into the carnal, the earth, the carnal interpretation. Read.
And carried about with every wind of doctrine.
Every time somebody not gonna say something, you got itchy ears. You go for the carnal every time, because you see the carnal is garbage compared to the spiritual.
He just called wind doctrine. He just called wind doctrine.
He just said
that. Read.
By the sleight of men.
Want your money? Want your money? They just want your money. come worship with us, our Chemosh God, our Asherah God, our star. Yeah, our star.
And cunning, craftiness,
lies.
whereby they lie
because they talking carnal. They lie because they talking carnal.
Yes.
To deceive.
They wait on you to see what type of, because when they find out you don't know about the spiritual interpretation, they got you right there.
Yep. Hold on. One more for you. Read this. This is another kind of wind.
Yes, sir. Genesis chapter 2 and verse 7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground.
Yes.
And breathed into his nostrils the breath of life.
Ain't breath of wind?
It's
yes,
wind.
sir.
Y'all see that? That mean he telling you he gave Adam a doctrine. That's what he telling you. All right.
Yes, he gave him a doctrine.
And man became a living soul.
Now he can teach. Now he can teach the doctrine. That's what he tells you. All right. Go back over here to Hosea.
Yes.
So that
Hosea. Hosea chapter 13 and verse 15. Though he be fruitful among his brethren.
All those bishops, those pastors, and all them people teaching that prosperity and just teaching you, oh yeah, you can get rich on this earth and blah, 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 telling you all that stuff, teaching you carnal stuff. Read.
An east wind shall come. The wind of the Lord.
The doctrine of the Lord gonna come.
Shall come up from the wilderness.
Because y'all ain't getting the proper water. Remember, Christ said you got to drink this water.
Yep.
Read. His spring shall become dry.
That carnal interpretation, you ain't gonna deal with it no more. You're gonna know the difference. Say that's nothing but garbage compared to Most High's doctrine. Read.
And his fountain shall be dried up.
That one that's teaching that carnal trash, like putting carnal fringes on you, telling a woman to put that rag on her head instead of you putting God on your head, all that stuff, she gonna figure it out. Say that don't make sense. That don't make sense for salvation. Those are just tokens, similitudes. Read.
He shall spoil the treasure of all pleasant vessels.
To that, all those people, you're gonna spoil them.
All praise to the Most High.
You're gonna make them look silly.
Yes. So now you can see now whenever it's talking about that prophecy in Ezekiel 25, that scripture is a prophecy of the people following the Moab doctrine, converting to the proper righteous doctrine. That's what that thing's talking about when it's saying gonna give them to the men of the east, meaning they're gonna be converted. All right. It ain't talking about that. It's talking about they next to the international date line, so they must be Japan. Next to them is China, so that means they're the Chinese people. That's Moab. That ain't what it's saying. We use the doctrine of 2 or 3. We use the doctrine of 2 or 3, where you must use 2 or 3 precepts to establish what words mean. That is the doctrine of Christ. He says his explanation or translation is in the midst of 2 or 3 precepts. That's what we gave y'all the precept for earlier, Matthew 18, 15 through 20. It's also in 2 Corinthians 13 and 1 and in Deuteronomy 19 and 15. Now, let's get to this story about Ruth.
Yeah.
The story
One more
of
thing. Yeah. One more thing. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1 and 2, and then we go to your class. And this is commandment. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1. When you're reading the Bible, you gotta read it spiritually, y'all. You can't hate your brother, because if you read this interpreted wrong, you're gonna have a problem. Now this is a commandment from God.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land.
Stop. The land is Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jerusalem. When you get this doctrine, Jerusalem, the spiritual interpretation, Zechariah 12 and 6, Zechariah 8 and 3. Jerusalem is the truth. The spiritual interpretation, read.
Whether thou goest to possess it.
You're not hurting nobody. What you're doing is pouring out that good spirit on you and possessing them with that good spirit, that doctrine. Read.
And hath cast out many nations before thee.
Moab and the rest.
Them out. We done cast out IUIC. We done cast out all these different nations.
Yes.
Telling these lies. Whenever when the Most High's doctrine is used to correct someone, those people's belief system is being cast out.
Destroyed. Destroyed.
Yes. That's what's happening. That's what it's talking about. Go ahead, Elder.
The Hittites.
See that?
And the Girgashites.
These are different types of people with doctrines.
Yep.
Read.
And the Amorites. And the Canaanites.
We had a class on the Canaanites. They like Cain's children. They hate their brother.
Yeah.
Cain slew his brother with an unrighteous doctrine.
Right.
Read.
And the Perizzites.
Some people got the spiritual diseases.
And the Hivites.
That's a doctrine.
And the Jebusites.
People got doctrines.
7 nations greater and mightier than thou.
Verse 2. Now these people are giants.
Them nations are established doctrines.
Yes.
That's what he's telling you. If you go and you look in the world now, whatever the established doctrines are, he telling you your doctrine gonna be more powerful than those doctrines. I don't care what the doctrine is. 7 mean completion. It means all of them. Just so y'all know.
Verse 2. Verse 2.
Verse 2. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee.
Before thee. Because he gonna do it. The Most High he gonna get them to understand this very soon. Read.
Thou shalt smite them.
No, beat the brother.
No. Slow down.
Yes, sir.
No violence here, bro.
Now, he just explained they mightier. Or you mean to tell me this few people gonna destroy all those people? Good luck. You have more intelligence when you have the spiritual interpretation. You're gonna smite them, teach them the spiritual interpretation. You're not gonna hurt your brother. If you read that carnally, you got an evil eye. You got hatred on your heart. It's the God of peace. Read.
And utterly destroy them.
No, murder them.
No, sir. No,
correct them.
It said utterly destroy them.
No, sir.
Well, it's the Israelite fault that everybody's still living. If you read that carnally.
Right.
It's your fault because you supposed to taught them this doctrine. Right. You lost the spiritual interpretation. The stars fell to the earth. The carnal interpretation. Read.
Thou shalt make no covenant with them.
Brother, I'm going to teach you this spiritual interpretation that carnal God is garbage. Read.
Yes. Now, before you go any further, when it said, thou shalt make no covenant with them. Now, y'all hear them people, whenever they teaching, they don't like the fact that we correcting them. They want to teach the thing where we all need to come together.
We can't.
Right? Under your lie. No, sir.
And get people money. And still tell them lies to get the money. It's all about money. Make a covenant with us, brother, because we can all get the money. No, we don't want that money.
Y'all
we want to turn the people into gold. We want them to be gold for the Most High.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Now y'all see why when they make them overtures about us coming together, the Most High told us to destroy them. He said, make no covenant, destroy their doctrine. That's why we make sure whenever we teach this word, we make sure that we express to y'all and show y'all how foolish these lies that they telling you are. So whenever we get through, you're gonna say, man, I've been believing this all this time. You mean that? Because we giving proof. They ain't giving proof. All they doing is saying, I'm a deacon, I'm a bishop, I'm a captain. Listen to me because I got this rank. But they not giving you no precepts. All right? That's why we don't do the covenant thing. All right, so y'all know. So ain't gonna be us coming together under them because they've been around longer than us.
We ain't selling
what the Most High said do.
The scriptures say, thou shalt not prostitute thy daughter. You know your doctrine is your daughter.
Yes.
We're not making money off our doctrine. Read the next verse, Elder. We're almost done. So we can go on the roof.
Read on.
Verse 2.
No, the bottom part.
Nor show mercy unto them.
We don't want to hear it. We want the spiritual interpretation. You know the spiritual interpretation is Christ. That's the Holy Ghost. He dwells in us, don't he?
Yes, sir.
They still telling people to look up in the sky. Yeah, you look up in the sky, whoever teaching that doctrine. The people that's being elevated. Verse 3.
Verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Don't get into those doctrines with them. Read.
That's what Solomon did. He married them doctrines. Y'all see what's going on? When you marry something, that means you believe in it. All right. That's why Paul say he was making you a chaste virgin to Christ. You supposed to be marrying the doctrine that Christ left us. It ain't saying no man gonna marry another man. That ain't what it's saying.
Remember,
marrying Jesus and all that other stuff. That ain't what it's saying. When it's talking about marrying, it means believe his doctrine.
Yes. Remember.
He's saying y'all not supposed to be marrying them doctrines that y'all getting from the men, that those lies that they tell us.
Ruth is a humble doctrine. This doctrine, Boaz had to have it. She's an allegory for a doctrine, y'all. But read.
Thy daughter
doctrines.
Thou shalt not give unto his son.
Read.
You don't want
your followers.
You don't want his son to be mixing their doctrine.
That's right.
With the righteous doctrine. That's what he telling you. You know, they go up in that like whenever Jacob came up in there and what was that boy named Shechem or whatever his name was, he went and raped Dinah.
Yes,
meaning this man done went and took your doctrine. Now he teaching it wrong.
He teaching it wrong. That was
what he talking about.
The boys that called her daughter.
Yes.
Read.
Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Then Boaz married Ruth.
Yes.
And we're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
But he took her, didn't he? That was a humble doctrine. That doctrine was being developed. The understanding she wanted to grow. And it's gonna prove it. We'll get into it.
Yes.
Read.
You want the next verse?
Yes, next verse.
Verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me.
Now, Naomi was her mother-in-law. Then she followed Naomi to her people, Ruth. So Ruth became, that doctrine was formed better into Israel. Boaz doctrine. You see that? He went into her, didn't he? I think he knew this law better than us. Read.
That they may serve other gods.
See, that doctrine will get you messed up and serve other gods. That's how IOIC doing it right now. They serving other gods. Read.
So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you.
Read.
And destroy thee suddenly.
It's gonna happen suddenly. Read. You notice that we chilling over here in front of the camera and everything just chilling with it on the street, on the corner and everything. But I still got some man. I'm teaching. And it's coming out. Read.
Yes, sir. Verse 5. But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars.
Wherever they teaching that garbage, that carnal garbage. Read.
Break down their images.
Nathaniel, Kalai, Yahweh Sippy, Asap, Athon, they crooks, they hustlers, they hustled you.
Right.
Yes. And cut down their groves.
Them trees, the man that's teaching the same garbage, a spaceship, gonna pick them up. Read.
And burn their graven images with fire.
Jeremiah 5:14, that fire. We ain't picking up no doggone something hot. I don't even want to pick up a frying pan.
Right.
Right.
We ain't gonna burn. We gonna burn them with the words of God, the authentic words of God.
Right.
Read.
Yes, sir. Verse 6. For thou art an holy people
Carnal
unto...
people. Carnal people.
No, sir.
No.
Read.
And holy people unto the Lord thy God.
I thought it said IUIC. Do it say IUIC?
No, it
It
doesn't.
say
No, sir.
people unto the IUIC.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Read on.
Yes, sir. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
No, IUIC.
No, sir.
No, sir.
All right, read
Himself
on.
is his doctrine. You the people, a special people that has his doctrine.
Yes.
Not somebody else's doctrine. You
Yes,
got
sir.
2 or 3. That's what separate. That's what make them special. They got the right doctrine. Read.
Up above
Spiritual.
all people that are upon the face of
Doctrine.
the earth.
Face me.
Now,
doctrine.
that doctrine of the carnal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See that?
Yeah.
The doctrine
Yes, sir.
of the carnal. Isn't that true? Don't they run from us? We're still waiting,
Yes.
IUIC. Is it we are?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it we are?
Yes. All praise to the Most High.
I'll
Now,
pray this.
let's go ahead and get on with this Ruth. Okay. Ruth, the story of Ruth is a prophecy. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And the story of Ruth is a parable. All right. You must use Christ's method to get the wisdom of what it means. We just solved the first part of the parable by showing you that those are the doctrines. We showed you that Moab is the doctrine of Lot. Okay.
Yes.
Now let's start reading what happened with the doctrines of Ruth. We will jump around for time's sake, but if you have a specific question relating to the topic, you need to ask it in the chat. A lot of things we say will be in the chat as well with the precepts where you can find it. All right. So now we're going to go Ruth 1 and 1. Now if you read this thing carnal, you're going to be lost. I'm just telling you, you're going to be lost. Just this one verse here is saying a whole lot of stuff. All right. It's saying a lot, but they read right past it. Y'all don't know what this stuff means. All right. But go ahead and read this. This is a prophecy, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Talking about
Ruth.
now. This is talking about now. It's talking about what happening to you. Okay.
Right now.
So look at it from that vantage point. It's talking about what's happening to you. Go ahead, Elder.
Yes, sir. Ruth chapter 1 and 1.
Mhm.
Now it came to pass in the days when the judges ruled.
Who are the judges? The judges
are.
are the teachers. Okay.
That's the days, the light. When
Yes.
they got the light, they had the light.
Yes, we've come to the time where the judges are the teachers. The days is the wisdom. The judges is the people who got the wisdom. They're ruling now. They're ruling the people with their doctrines. That's what's happening now. So you got all of these preachers telling you, if you don't follow me, then you can't get salvation. So the judges is ruling over the people. The people in Egypt now, they captivated by these people. All right. Read on.
That there was a famine in the land.
Okay, so now we're gonna get you some precepts for this, who the judges are first. We're gonna go to Sirach 10:1, just so you know. And if you need more, it's gonna be in the chat. All right, we're gonna try and speed it up a little bit behind. Read that, Elder.
Yes, sir. Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 10:1. A wise judge will instruct his people.
Judge, instruct. Y'all see that? He's a teacher. A judge is a teacher. Read.
And the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
A prophet that's got his doctrine in order, right, makes him prudent. You want to listen to a person who got his doctrine in order, meaning he can prove what he's saying. All right. We're going to go to another one here. We're going to 1 Kings 3. All right. We're trying to give you the understanding of what a judge is. All right. These words mean something. All right. You got to know what these words mean. We read 9 to 9.
And they so close,
yes,
L. They are so close.
Yes. Read.
1 Kings 3:7. And now, O Lord, my God, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David, my father. And I am but a little child.
Now this is Solomon praying to the Most High. Read.
I know not how to go out or come in.
So he's inexperienced. That's what he's telling the Most High, right? Read.
Verse 8. And thy servant is in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen.
Okay, so he's responsible for what they learn. All right, read.
A great people that cannot be numbered nor counted for multitude.
He telling you his people is of every nation, y'all. It's too many people to be numbered. That's what he's telling you. All right. They in every nation.
Every walks of life. You're gonna take the best of the best.
Now look what he asked the Most High.
Verse 9. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart.
Mind.
To judge.
Teach.
Thy people.
So you see now the word judge means teach. He talking about teaching the people. Give me an understanding heart so I can understand this Bible to judge or teach your people, to instruct your people, like we said before. Read.
That I may discern between good and bad.
Between spiritual and carnal. Y'all see that? Read.
For who is able to judge this thy so great a people?
All right, so he's saying it's difficult to judge the people unless you understand the spiritual versus the carnal. All right, so he want the understanding of the spiritual and the carnal so he can judge these people. All right, so let's go back to Ruth. All right, so he said the judges rule. The judges rule. So that's talking about now. This is a prophecy, y'all, of now. Right now, the judges is the people who teaching all of their classes. You know, and I know some of y'all might be concerned that we're not going to get through before 5 and y'all going to be late to Nathaniel. But we're going to go ahead and press on anyway. Read on, Elder.
Yes, sir. That there was a famine in the land.
Now y'all see it's a famine in the land because the people don't believe what they saying no more.
Yes,
all right.
It's a famine.
So we about to show you the Most High predicted that this would happen. This is a prophecy, y'all.
Yeah.
Most High says it's gonna be a famine in the land. We going
the bread is have mildew on it. They don't want to eat that bread no more, that teaching no more. And they know that water is bitter. It ain't right. They know it ain't right. It's something deeper.
Read that, Elder.
Yes, sir. Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come.
This is a prediction of now, just like it was in Ruth time, which is our time now. You in the time of Ruth now. It's a prophecy, y'all. Read.
Saith the Lord God.
It's just gonna happen. Read.
That I will send a famine in the land.
The land is the doctrine. So the world nobody ain't gonna know the right doctrine. That's where we at right now. Read.
Not a famine of bread.
He ain't talking about carnal bread that you eat. Read.
Nor a thirst for water.
Y'all got all the food y'all can eat. Y'all got all the water you can drink. So it ain't talking about that. Read.
But of hearing the words of the Lord.
That's what the bread and water is. It's
the
talking about you hearing the doctrine. Okay? That's what he's saying. You ain't gonna know the spiritual interpretation. That's where we are now. Y'all done forgot the law of God. Y'all done forgot Christ's doctrine. All right? We're gonna go to another one in Genesis.
Just want to emphasize that don't have nobody name on it but the Lord.
Correct.
The words of the Lord.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. He don't care about none of the men's doctrine. He don't care about us.
Nah.
He care about his doctrine being taught. That's all he cares about.
Doctrine being taught. He don't care about what we say. That's what Elder saying.
Yeah.
He love us, but the words, he want his words spoken.
Correct.
Through
Our
us.
words don't mean nothing.
Nothing.
Yes, sir.
Read that, Elder.
Yes, sir. Genesis 47:13. And there was no bread in all the land.
This way back in the time of Joseph or whatnot. If it wasn't no bread in the land, how they live? How they gonna live if they ain't got no bread? Bread means wisdom. Okay.
Mean wisdom.
Right. We read that in Sirach 15:3.
Yeah, they had plenty lambs and sheep, goats, four-legged animals.
Right.
They're all over the place.
Right.
They're looking for a deeper interpretation.
For the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine.
And that's what's done happened now. The land of Egypt, that's them doctrines that y'all captivated in. And the land of Canaan, that's the doctrines of hatred that they teaching you to hate your brother. There's a famine in those lands. The people don't believe that garbage anymore. They don't believe it no more. All right. So when we go back to Ruth, you see
Elder,
what it's
can you hold up for a second?
Yes, sir. What you got?
Elder Samuel, he always say that the minute that you don't hate nobody, your eyes will open up and you will be able to see that it's a deeper meaning. He telling you that the reason for the lack of understanding is for the doctrine of Canaan and the doctrine of Egypt. Meaning you got a doctrine where it's bounding you, and you got another doctrine that's a carnal doctrine that's bounding you, and that you a servant to. Then you got another doctrine that's got you in hatred. And when you don't have that anymore, that's when the famine will lift. That's when you'll be able to see.
You gonna see it. They will see it. I'm sorry, Elder.
You good.
Come back to this. But you spoke on something, Deuteronomy 8 and 20. To get this understanding, you got to be obedient. You know, David's grandfather, his daddy was Jesse. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. His grandfather was Jesse, right? Obed.
Obed. Yeah, Obed.
Obed means obedient. Now, that's a prefix for obedient. Okay, we call it compound words over here. But read that.
Yes, sir. Deuteronomy chapter 8 and verse 20. As the nations which the Lord destroyed before your face.
Your doctrine. That's your doctrine.
So shall ye perish, because ye would not be obedient.
What? Obedient. Read.
Obedient unto the voice of the Lord your God.
You got to listen to him. 1 Chronicles 26 and 8. Cause see, we over here, we study, and we're gonna get back on it. But Obed was very important to me because I know what it means, obedient. And you're gonna see it right here. This the reason why.
1 Chronicles 26 and 8. All these of the sons of Obed-Edom,
obedient to Edom. He's in the garden. Read.
they and their sons and their sons and their brethren.
We're in the Garden of Eden also. Read.
Able men for strength for the service were 62 of Obed-Edom.
We got the doctrine of Edom. Prove that point. Go to Psalm 18:15.
When you see 60, that's 60. All right, 60 and 2 make 8. They circumcised on the 8th day. That means we got understanding of the doctrine.
We got Edom.
Now what you said? Psalms what?
18:15.
And then we're gonna get.
You
back
see that,
Gerard?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we go. Yeah, we run out of time.
18 and what?
15.
Psalms chapter 18 and 15. Then the channels of waters were seen.
We see that witchcraft in that carnal interpretation. We see it. Read.
And the foundations of the world were discovered at thy rebuke.
All that carnal interpretation of the worldly interpretation, we see it. We see what's in that Moorish science. We see what's in that Hebrew Israelite. We see what Christianity is doing. We see what Islam doing. We notice you're supposed to touch the rock, but the rock is Christ. Not touching the doggone smooth. That's the smooth stone you're supposed to be touching is Christ, not the Mecca stone, son. Read.
O Lord, at the blast of the breath of thy nostrils.
Remember when Elder Stephen brought up in Genesis about his doctrine? He breathed that doctrine into. We see all those channels of doctrines. Go
yes,
ahead,
Elder.
All praises.
All praise.
All praise to the Most High.
All praise to the Most High.
So when we get back over here, right? So it was a famine of the land, and then go ahead and read on.
And a certain man
is a prophet. Read.
Bethlehem, Judah.
Bethlehem, Judah is a doctrine. All right, it's a compound doctrine. If you remember, whenever you saw Elder Yohanan was bringing out talking about Hadad Edom and all that other stuff, you just saw Obed Edom. It's a combination of doctrines. That's what it's saying. A man who had doctrine of Bethlehem and the doctrine of Judah. All right, that's his understanding. Right? Read.
Went to sojourn in the country of Moab.
Okay, so now, when it's talking about him going to sojourn in the country of Moab, it's not telling you that he physically left where he was in Jerusalem and then traveled to a country of Moab. That's not what it's saying. All right. That word sojourn means to learn. The word sojourn means to learn. We're going to go to Isaiah 52 and 4. The word sojourn means to learn something. All right. You got to know what these words mean. Them people just reading it. Y'all sitting there, yeah. He went on ahead and packed up his family. They had a bunch of camels, and then they went on ahead and they galloped all the way over there to Moab. Yeah, that's what he did. They went all the way to Moab. And y'all don't know what it's talking about. So y'all sitting up in here, the Most High sitting back, he ticked off. Because these prophets, they not teaching his people. He gave them specifically what they supposed to do. They coming up with their own understanding, and they teaching it to these people because they making money. And they don't know that the Most High is going to make them pay for what they did. Read that, Elder.
Yes, sir. Isaiah chapter 52 and 4. For thus saith the Lord God, my people went down aforetime into Egypt to sojourn there.
All of y'all went into Egypt. Y'all went and y'all started learning doctrines from all these different churches, camps, whatever religious organization. Y'all went and sojourned in Egypt. Y'all was captivated by those doctrines that y'all learned when you sojourned. Read.
And the Assyrians oppressed them without cause.
Whoever y'all was following, they got oppressed over there. They started taking your money. They started getting your services from you. Whatever they could get from you. They took the gold fillings out your teeth.
Yep.
Yes.
And y'all was still there because y'all thought y'all was learning something valuable, sitting up in there listening to those wicked men.
Now they back in Egypt. Write down, viewers, Acts chapter 7, verse 39.
Well, we're going to go to Acts chapter 7, verse 6 here. We might be able to pick that one up as well.
Yeah.
Funny how that go.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Because the mind went back to Egypt, psychological prison.
Yes.
That's what it's talking about in Revelation. You are held in prison houses.
Yes. Yes. Read.
Yes, sir. Acts 7 and 6. And God spake on this wise, that his seed should sojourn.
Seed means doctrine. His doctrine, Luke 8 and 11.
Yes.
Read.
Should sojourn in a strange land.
Everybody believe in all of these doctrines of these people. They're strange lands. Now all of a sudden, his seed is being learned in those strange lands. Y'all learning it now. Y'all see that?
Sir.
Read.
And that they should bring them into bondage and entreat them evil 400 years.
400, that word, that number 4. That 4 is mean whenever you convert. That's your conversion day, right? We've got classes on talking about numerology, and it breaks down what those numbers mean. All right. So the Most High say y'all gon' be in Egypt, in a strange land. But his seed, his doctrine gonna come and gonna take y'all to the 4th level, meaning y'all gonna convert to spiritual. That's what that's telling.
All praises to the Most High.
Y'all see that? Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go on back. So now y'all know what sojourn means. Sojourn means to learn. All right.
Elders, I just want to thank y'all for going through this verse, how y'all going through it diligently and showing what these words mean.
Yeah.
And not going to your personal comic book collection.
Yeah.
And trying to point out what it means.
Right. I know that's right.
I really appreciate that.
All of the different things we learn on the Sci-Fi channel. No, we don't do it like that.
We got to get what he's talking about. His words are totally different. My thoughts are not like your thoughts.
All praises to the Most High. Now go ahead back at the and again.
Yes, sir. And a certain man of Bethlehem, Judah.
That's just like y'all. Y'all Bethlehem, Judah, whether y'all know it or not. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Went to sojourn in the country of Moab.
He went to learn the Moab doctrine too. Read.
He and his wife.
His wife is his doctrine. Y'all see that? Read.
And his 2 sons.
Sometimes sons talking about followers. Sometimes sons talking about doctrines. All right. This is talking about his doctrines. We gonna show it to you because his doctrines got names. Y'all see that? Name means wisdom. He's got named doctrines that this man a preacher. All right. He been preaching certain doctrines. I mean, he been preaching the doctrine of Bethlehem, Judah. All right. And now he's getting ready to research and learn the doctrine, a doctrine of Moab. Y'all see that?
That David used to call the city of David sometimes, because see, these are people that he was teaching spiritual interpretation, what they mean. That's he ain't dealing with that carnal stuff.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Read on.
Verse 2. And the name of the man was
Elimelech.
Elimelech.
Okay. Now, understand this. Elimelech is a prophet. Okay. His wife and his sons are in his mind. Okay. He is a prophet. He's got a doctrine named Naomi, and he's got 2 sons in his mind. All right. If y'all can't get that concept, y'all gonna still be following these men telling y'all all this foolishness.
Yeah, you're gonna have a problem.
All right. We showing y'all with 2 or 3, and we gonna give you an example of a man with a doctrine in his mind. All right.
Remember the beginning of the class, we talked about Lot.
Yeah.
And Ammon.
Yes.
And that Moabite.
Yes.
Remember?
They got names. He named them. Okay. Those are his sons, are the named ones. Okay. Keep on reading.
And the name of his wife, Naomi.
So that's a doctrine. He got a doctrine of Naomi. Read.
And the names of his 2 sons, Malone. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Marlon.
Malon and Chilion. Ephrodites of Bethlehem, Judah.
So he letting you know they are his doctrines are derived from the doctrine of Bethlehem, Judah. Y'all see that? Read on.
And they came into the country of Moab and continued there.
So he started learning the doctrine of Moab. Y'all see that? We can't get to verse 3 here. Oh my. Wow.
13.
Wow. This is embarrassing. When these things happen, man, it's
13.
Yeah.
13. Is that who I think it is?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Mr. Tiptoe himself.
Yeah.
Shalom, everybody.
Through those
Shalom,
tools. Yes.
Shalom,
all right. Now, let's read a little further.
Yes, sir. Verse 3. And Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died. And she was left and her 2 sons.
Okay. Now, y'all do know what died mean, right? What happens when you die? Let's go. We go into Romans 6:6. Whenever you die, that means you convert. So the man then went and he started believing that doctrine. All right. Started believing the doctrine of Bethlehem, Judah. Excuse me, the doctrine of Moab, rather. He started believing the doctrine. Remember, they went, sojourned in Moab, then he died. He converted to the understanding of Moab. Y'all see that? Read that, Elder.
Romans 6:6. Knowing this, that our old man is crucified with him.
Elimelech's old man is the doctrine of Bethlehem, Judah. The new man that he converted to is Moab. Y'all see that? Okay, now this is talking about somebody who crucified the old man, meaning the carnal belief, and crucified with Christ, meaning you converting. All right.
Christ. Yeah, this one right here. Yeah.
This one's talking about, but it's talking about a transition in understanding, a conversion in belief. That's how you die. Read.
That the body of sin might be destroyed.
Okay. You are killing the belief system that you had before. Body mean the church, all right? Congregation, belief, okay? The body that in this example is going from evil to righteous. Elimelech is going from righteous to evil. Y'all see that? It's the opposite, all right? So his belief system before is destroyed, right? Read on.
That henceforth we should not serve sin.
All right. So now we're gonna go to that's to show you that whenever you die, it's talking about converting from converting your understanding. We're gonna go to John 3:3. We're gonna read down to 6. This is what happened whenever Christ was talking to Nicodemus. He gonna explain something to you. Read.
John 3:3. Jesus answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again.
Elimelech was born again. He was born into the wisdom of Moab. Y'all see that? Read.
He cannot see the kingdom of God.
So he's telling you, Christ is telling Nicodemus, you got to kill the old man and you got to start following my doctrine. Elimelech, he stopped following the doctrine of Bethlehem, Judah, and started following the doctrine of Moab. Y'all see that? Read.
Verse 4. Nicodemus saith unto him, How can a man be born when he is dead, when he is old?
So that's the way that a lot of people don't understand, because they believe in the carnal. They don't understand that whenever you change your belief, you are born again.
Yes.
That's what it means spiritually. Y'all don't know what the words mean. All right. Elimelech was born again under the doctrine of Moab. Keep reading though.
That's why Job said, curse the day I was born. Because he had went carnal. He was carnal before. When he first got the doctrine, he said, curse the day I was born. I was born carnal in that carnal doctrine. Now my children messed up. And now they don't know how to teach it spiritually.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
And the spirits and Chaldeans carried the whole congregation away.
Read on.
Yes, sir. Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born?
So that's the way carnal people think. The man, ain't nobody can be born again, man. What you talking about? They don't know it's talking about something spiritual. They ain't talking about physically dying and coming back to life. Christ didn't physically die and come back to life.
Or they think that the physical body of Christ when he ain't had no kids.
Yeah, when he had the African back. Yeah, okay. All right, bro. Yeah, we'll address him tomorrow.
Paul died daily. Paul died daily. 1 Corinthians 15:31.
Exactly. But read on.
Yes, sir. Verse 5. Jesus answered, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of God.
So he's telling you got to convert. That's what Elimelech did, but he did it in the opposite way. All right. Read.
Verse 6. That which is born of the flesh is flesh.
That's what happened to Elimelech. He was born of the flesh. whenever he went into the Moab doctrine. He became born of the flesh. Y'all see that? Read.
And that which is born of the Spirit is spirit.
All of y'all that's using 2 or 3 precepts to get the proper understanding, you are born of the Spirit. You are not converted to looking at the Bible and reading it using 2 or 3 precepts. All right?
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go back to Ruth here. All right. So read again.
Verse Ruth 1 and 3. And Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died.
He converted to the understanding of Moab. Read.
And she was left.
He started teaching. He stopped teaching her. She's his doctrine. He stopped teaching her. Read.
With her 2 sons.
And her 2 sons. So he's not teaching the doctrines of Marlon and Chilion. Y'all got that? Read.
Verse 4. And they took them wives of the women of Moab.
He converted his doctrines of Marlon and Chilion to incorporate the doctrine of Moab with them. Y'all see that? And we're going to show you how we know it's talking about doctrines. Read.
The name of the one was Orpha.
Orpah is a doctrine of Moses. It's a name. Name mean doctrine. Name mean doctrine. All right. Read.
And the name of the other Ruth.
Okay, so they are names. So it's letting you know that those names are doctrines. Okay, when you see a name, it means doctrine. Check the chat. Got it up in there. Read.
And they dwelled there about 10 years.
All right. So whenever it says that they dwelled there for 10 years, all right. Before we get to all of that, it's explaining to you that when that man died, then Naomi becomes a widow. All right. When he stops teaching that doctrine, she's a widow. All right. We're gonna go.
That doctrine.
Yeah. She don't have a husband no more. He ain't teaching her no more. Y'all see that? We're gonna go to 1 Samuel 14. All right.
When I say married her, nobody wanted to marry into that doctrine. That's what he's saying. Nobody wanted to marry to that doctrine.
Read that, Elder.
Yes, sir. 1 Samuel 14:5. The forefront of the one was, what is this? Situate?
Oh, I think I got the wrong thing here. It's 2 Samuel, my fault. See, this is what happens.
It's all right. Senior moments.
Hey, man. I blame you, man. I blame you, man.
You know,
If
I would have had my brother here, man,
bro,
to navigate
none
for
of this
me,
would have
man,
happened.
Right.
I'm gonna suffer the slings and arrows, man. Read that for me. Read that for me, Elder.
Yes, sir. 2 Samuel 14:5. And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, I am indeed a widow woman, and mine husband is dead.
He's telling you, when somebody her husband is Elimelech, all right? He died, he converted. That make her a widow woman. Y'all see that? When a prophet stops teaching a doctrine, that doctrine becomes a widow. Y'all got that? We're going to 2nd Esdras 2.
I got a stone.
Yeah, we're going to use it too. This is how y'all have to do it. You got to do it this way. So people, if you don't do it this way, people, it's a lot of people who've been sitting up in that wonder, what is the significance? The Most High say, take care of the widows and the fatherless and all that. What is he talking about? Well, if somebody mama died, I mean, you supposed to take care of them specially? I mean, they don't know what it means, but it ain't talking about what you think. You got to actually do the 2 or 3 to find out what he talking about. Read that, Elder.
Yes,
remember we
Second.
read viewer Sirach 15:1 and 2 about you marry your mother.
Yeah.
When your mother's a righteous doctrine.
Yeah.
2nd Esdras 2 and 1. Thus saith the Lord, I brought this people out of bondage, and I gave them my commandments by men servants, the prophets, whom they would not hear, but despised my counsels.
Didn't that happen? That's already happened. This is a prophecy. Read.
Verse 2. The mother that bare them saith unto them.
This is the doctrine that they were born up in, right? This is the doctrine. All right, read.
Go your way, ye children.
The children are the righteous, okay? They done gone and got a lot of righteous people following the wrong doctrine now. It's a prophecy of y'all, okay? The righteous, right? Read.
For I am a widow and forsaken.
Y'all done forgot the doctrine of Jerusalem. This is the Most High telling you what's gonna happen to you. Y'all gonna forget the doctrine. That's what he's telling you.
Galatians 4:26, the mother of us all.
Yep.
Y'all don't forget. Nobody want to marry the mother doctrine now.
Right.
Nobody want to teach it now.
Right.
Yeah.
Read.
They forgot the widow carnally. Because y'all did a class about a widow that was forgotten.
Yeah, they cussed that woman out.
Understanding the essence of what it means to provision the widow will help them to understand what it is that we saying today.
Exactly.
But they don't know how to do either one of them.
Right. All praise.
Verse 3. I brought you up with gladness.
He gave us the information that we needed, right? It was supposed to be taught by the prophets, right? Yes. But they failed at their job. You had one job, bruh. And then you started preaching about spaceships. Yes. You started preaching about everything other than what the Most High said.
And black people
get salvation.
And black people, your only brother. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, all of that.
White people probably say white folk their only brother. No.
Right.
It don't make no difference.
Right.
You're
supposed to teach them.
You're supposed to teach them. Don't hurt your brother. That's still your brother. Yes. Or sister. Same thing. Don't hurt them because of the color of their skin. That's your brother. Regardless.
Read.
Yes, sir. But with sorrow and heaviness have I lost you.
That's the lies that them people teaching. Y'all believe in the lies that these preachers telling y'all. That's how y'all lost the doctrine. Y'all started following hate your brother. Anybody who different than you hate them. Okay, now you done lost the doctrine now. Because the doctrine is to love your neighbor. And y'all done lost it. Because y'all find something wrong with everybody. Oh, I don't like the way when she talks, she shake her head. You know, I don't like this guy over here. You know what I'm saying? He calling himself a woman. Hey, look, man, let that man do what he want to do. That's his business. You ain't doing it. You know, live your life. Let him live his life. You know what I'm saying?
Work out your own salvation.
Correct. So that's how you lost the doctrine. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to have compassion for people. Whoever going through that stuff, don't you know they mind in torment? They mind in torment. You got to have compassion for them people. That don't mean you have to follow what they doing, but you got to have compassion because that person is going through great torment because they don't have the mindset to be comfortable the way that they are. That's a torment. That's a mental torment for somebody. They sitting there saying, "What's wrong with me that I think like this?"
Right. That's their cross.
Yeah,
but they
that's
don't look
their
at
cross. They got a bell. Yeah,
but they don't look at the beam in their eye.
right.
They
Exactly.
sitting there getting mad at him, but you got hatred and you're lying to people.
Yeah.
So who God gonna judge worse?
Right. Exactly. Read on.
For ye have sinned before the Lord your God.
When it's saying you sin means you reading him his word carnally.
Yeah,
You got carnal understanding. That's what sin means. Okay.
The letter of the law is
Yes.
sin.
Yes.
When you're reading it carnally.
Correct.
Yeah.
Go over that Romans 8:1-7. It'll tell you there's a difference between carnal and spiritual.
Yes.
He delivered us from the law of sin and death. We got spiritual law now. All right. Read.
2 Corinthians 3:6. The letter of the law is gonna lead you into death. It's no good. Carnal.
Read.
And done that thing
Thing is a doctrine. It's Daniel 10:1. You'll see it. Read.
that is evil before him.
He said the carnal doctrine is evil. All right. That's what he's talking about. All right. Just so y'all know. Read.
Verse 4. But what shall I now do unto you?
Read.
I am a widow and forsaken.
A widow is a doctrine not being taught. A forgotten doctrine is forsaken. It's forgotten. That's what a widow is. A doctrine that is forgotten. Read.
Go your way.
Follow the doctrines that y'all been following. Go on ahead. Ain't nothing I can do about it. Y'all letting these men beguile y'all and trick y'all into believing they lie. Read.
For my children, and ask mercy of the Lord.
The Most High is warning y'all that y'all need to have mercy for your brother. So even if you don't know the doctrine, if you have mercy on your brother, the Most High gonna have mercy on you. That's why we always say, don't hate nobody. Which one you had? You said you had a stone, Elder?
Yeah, let me get I had one earlier. Ezekiel 22. We'll start at 24. You're gonna read it 26. And there's another one in the Psalms, but we'll go past that.
Yeah, we're in the deep water now.
That's all right. If you want to go get a history class,
amen.
You can go get a history class.
Amen.
Well, if you want to get the real, just stay tuned.
Amen. History is a powerful enticement. But
Yeah,
go ahead and read this, Elder.
We're gonna talk about that history right here. Read that, Elder.
Yes, sir. Ezekiel 22:24. Son of man, say unto her,
With her is the wisdom.
thou art the land that is not cleansed.
That's funny how the Most High God called the land her wisdom. And we keep telling you that the land is wisdom, is a doctrine. Read.
Nor rained upon in the day of indignation.
A famine. There's a famine. Next verse.
Verse 25. There is a conspiracy of her prophets in the midst thereof.
Because like we said now, we have somebody teaching 2 or 3, and you got somebody teaching history. So the conspiracy having people come and ask questions about the doctrine. And then I believe it. Right. But why, sir?
That's right.
And they marching out with their feet. They moving with their feet.
That's right.
Read.
Like a roaring lion ravening the prey.
On the corners, they sit there with 20 men deep, like roaring lions. They lying. But they roaring on you. They call you wicked. You come on now. Sister got on pants. They called you all out your name. Yeah. They try to slap white folk.
And her cloth is made out. Her cloth made out the same thing your cloth made out of.
Right.
Trying to get white people to kiss their boot.
Yeah.
If you don't bow down to what they say, and a man don't have, you married to a white woman, you all type of names.
Yeah.
That's the roaring lion, raven, and the prey. You the prey.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
They lying.
Fibbing. Fibbing.
Read on.
They have devoured souls.
All them people that's in them camps, they devoured. You know what? You notice this? They go to the ghetto, the most downtrodden. They don't go to the rich neighborhood and talk to them.
No.
Why do they go to the ghetto when the people got the most downtrodden and have no luck and they praying for God?
Right.
The most people that pray.
I see why. You're smart, you're black, you're beautiful. Give me your money.
We was kings. So now I'm gonna make you up. They devoured them souls. Those who like I give them, for instance, when I came on, you seen all of the news reports about all the people that were getting killed by cops. You wanted to do something. You wanted to uplift your people because you saw everybody bad. So I came in and my soul got devoured because through my righteousness that I wanted to help, I believed in something that was wicked. Read.
They have taken the treasure and precious things.
I was the treasure. You were the treasure. They got caught up in his doctrine.
Yes, sir.
Right? The precious things was loving your brother. You knew
yes,
that.
Sir.
That's
You know what I'm saying? That was the precious thing that God gave you.
A precious stones, a precious stone like Christ is.
Yep.
Read.
They have made her many widows in the midst thereof.
Yep.
So now the people don't understand the Bible. So all these books are many widows now because nobody's out here giving you the spiritual interpretation until now. Now there's other elders out there that's starting to come on board and learn, but there's not a lot of us. So nobody can understand the Bible. So it made it many widows. All these prophets and all these books, you don't understand the parable anymore.
Right.
Verse 26, her priests have violated my law.
Let's just see how they violate the law. Oh, they don't give 2 or 3.
Yes.
Oh, they add to the word by adding history books.
They don't know how to wait a fire.
They add to the word by bringing news reports and all this foolishness.
Yeah.
Oh, they take the people's money when God said to teach it for free.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, they covered up murders.
Yeah.
Oh, they violate God's law all around. They are the Antichrist.
Made
sir.
slaves.
Right.
And
That's who that is.
They slaves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they're slaves.
Read.
They're back in Egypt.
And have profaned mine holy things.
You are the holy thing and the doctrine that he had.
Yes.
Those are the holy things.
Yep.
To love your brother, to bring in 2 or 3, that's holy.
That's it.
how
That's
you get
it.
understanding.
Yes.
Read.
They have put no difference between the holy and profane.
That's why when you go and you watch them, they just keep reading.
Yeah.
They can't explain the holy. They only give you the profane,
Right.
the lie.
Right.
So they can't separate. They can't separate and say, okay, this means this. Okay, what is the word? Here's Ephesians 5:26. They don't give you the precepts to show you
Yes.
what is holy. They just keep you in that profane. So your mind, like the brother just said, we're gonna touch on it tomorrow again. We're giving you a preview. Like the brother said, he's the natural body of Christ. He is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's profane.
Yeah.
That is.
Man,
we
say
just read John 3 whenever Christ said that Nicodemus say, can a man enter in his mother's womb again?
Yeah.
I mean,
Second
so
time?
that show you that's how stupid the Pharisees are. They try and make you believe something that's impossible, something carnal, you know. And the man, like you say, the man ain't never had there ain't no reports of him having no children. So how you the literal body of Christ? You sound like a
blasphemy,
man.
That's blasphemy. That's the profane.
Yeah.
Read.
Neither neither have they shewed difference between the unclean and the clean.
We do that on this channel. I know y'all say, okay, why y'all talk about IUIC? They're the head camp.
Yep.
God said we supposed to correct them. He manifested them so we can show you the clean and unclean.
That's right.
You can
Pull
see
down
with
the
your own two
strongholds.
eyes.
Yep.
Right.
Down.
You notice we go to the Bible. We don't run to Yiddish.
No.
Right.
No.
We stay in the scriptures.
Right.
Yes.
See, all that stuff is profane because they're trying to one up. Follow me.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of, we don't tell you to follow us. All we said is read for yourself. Learn it. Write them precepts down. That's why we put it in the chat. Elder Sharon go hard about making sure all the precepts in the chat so you can write them down in your book and go look them up yourself. Add to them. Question them. Weigh the fire. Scrutinize them. That is clean.
That's clean.
Yes,
I want it. Oh, that's it.
And have hid their eyes from my Sabbaths.
So how do they hide their eyes from the Sabbath? A Sabbath is a day, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So a day is understanding.
Yep.
So they
Yes,
hid their eyes from God's wisdom.
Yeah.
Yes.
They don't
They
want to
can't-
go to the 2 or 3. Go ahead, Elder.
Right.
No.
You got to get the 2 or 3 and the 7th day to get the. He said his Sabbath is different from yours.
Right.
7 days is completion of what he's teaching you with the spiritual interpretation. That carnal stuff, what they talking about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
Saturday, man. Saturday. How you say Saturday in Spanish? Sábado. All right, bro.
Yeah.
His Sabbath is
there's
the
no-
spiritual
You a real
interpretation.
Einstein.
You purging out that carnal interpretation on that 7th day. You stay elevated with the spiritual interpretation.
Yeah.
That's his Sabbath. Then on the 8th day, you supposed to have all the understanding.
Yeah.
You
Circumcised. Mm-hmm.
So how you know the guy that created the earth on a Wednesday? What you would call a Wednesday today? You don't know.
You don't
know what I'm saying?
know, brother.
Somebody just said, okay, we're going to call today Sunday. A man did that.
Yeah, man did that.
So obviously, just like Elder said, the moon always been in the earth, above the earth, but you call it a new every month.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
A day is wisdom in the Bible.
Yeah.
So the Sabbath is complete understanding of the wisdom. We have the seventh day. So now guess what? Your mind is at rest because you ain't worried about it. You have the full explanation of it. That's why you're at rest.
Read? Yes, read.
Let me finish that rest of that.
Yeah, go ahead, El.
And I am profaned among them.
Let me explain how at times I get profane behind them. Because we've been in that carnal so long, I have to check myself when I read it.
All the time.
I have to be like, oh, whoa. Because you'll start going into the carnal.
Yeah.
Then you got to stop yourself and say, okay, I need to start breaking it down spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
I still do this. Only man good is God. So I'm still valuable to it as well. Nobody said you start reading it and you start getting into it carnally.
Yeah.
Then you got to check yourself. Oh. Water's the word. Then you start doing that. You start breaking it down like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You've been in it for so long. That's it.
Go to Galatians 3:16 again. I know we probably add on another class, but because it's no, you good.
We're gonna have to get back.
No, we're pushing to 5:30. I put 5:30 on the thing anyway.
Well, we might. I mean, we're gonna go as far as we can.
Mm-hmm.
We want to try and finish the first chapter up.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Here's 16. Now, the Jesus, carnally, did he marry anybody?
No.
Nope.
Did he have any carnally having the children? I mean,
nope.
carnally.
No.
But we got to kill this thing about this seed. I know Elder Uncle Stephen had talking about the seed.
Yeah.
Let's see what he's talking about. Jesus didn't have no carnal.
Nope.
No carnal wives that we know of.
Correct. Not in the Bible.
Yes, sir. Right. Galatians 3:16. Now to Abraham and his seed were promises made.
Let's see what seed he's talking about. What the seed is. Read.
He saith not, and to seeds as of many, but as of one, and to thy seed, which is Christ.
The doctrine.
Yep.
Now, if he gave a seed to Christ, who Christ gonna get his sperm to?
Right. Sure ain't in the Bible. It ain't in the Bible.
Who?
They'll pull a history book.
There you go.
Right.
How if Abraham gave a sperm later on in a lineage to Christ, why would it end up with Christ and he didn't have any children?
Correct.
Right.
Carnal children.
Right.
Gave him a spiritual seed, y'all, which is the word of God. Luke chapter 8. That's my argument right there.
Oh, praise.
Yes, sir.
We get back here.
So that was the widow.
Yeah.
That was the widow.
A widow is forsaken, meaning ain't nobody teaching. It's a forgotten doctrine, not taught anymore.
Yeah.
All right. That's what it's talking about. When it's talking about a widow, it's talking about a doctrine that's not taught anymore. But read this again, Elder.
Ruth chapter 1 and verse 4. And they took them wives of the women of Moab. The name of the one was Orpah.
That's one doctrine that he mixed his sons with. Read his doctrines of his sons with. Read.
And the name of the other Ruth.
Okay, so he mixed this other son with Ruth. Read.
And they dwelled there about 10 years.
When it's saying dwell, it's talking about believe. Okay, when it's saying dwell, it means to believe. All right, we're going to 1 John. We're going to go to 1 John chapter 4. All right, when it's talking about dwell, it means to believe. All right, to believe in something.
Yes.
Read that, Elder.
Yes, sir. 1 John 4:16. And we have known and believed
That's that word.
in the love that God hath to us. God is love. And he that dwelleth in love,
he that believe in love,
dwelleth in God.
Believeth in God. Read.
And God in him.
And God believes in you if you follow his doctrine. We're going to
God
John 6.
He's the God of love, y'all.
Yes.
Isn't he?
Yes.
Praise God.
Yes, sir.
He's the God of love.
John 6.
Praise.
And verse 56. Oh my. You know, when this happens, it's really unfortunate to
the problems.
have this
Yeah.
thing like this here, man. Wow, this is
So now want to work here?
hey man, I don't know what's going on here, man.
Try to hit the refresh button. Just refresh it.
Trying to there we are. Just testing your patience. But read that right there, Elder. When it's talking about dwelling, it's talking about believing in. All right?
Yes,
believing
sir.
in something. All right? Read that, Elder.
Yes, sir. John 6 and 56. He that eateth my flesh.
Learn his flesh.
Learn.
That's, 1
Yes.
Corinthians 3, 1 and 2.
Not no Nabisco cracker. Not that.
No, sir. No, sir.
That's another
We're not
thing they
doing
do
that,
in the
bro.
churches. The Nabisco cracker.
Yeah.
That's a token, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Read.
And drinketh my blood. Dwelleth in me.
So,
And I in him.
So now if you saying Christ telling you to drink his blood, and it's a law in Israel say you can't drink blood.
Yeah.
Dracula.
Okay, it means something else.
It means something else, y'all.
So vampire.
That's the doctrine of life.
Yes.
His doctrine, y'all.
Yes.
Is of life.
The blood
Yes,
is his
sir.
doctrine. That's his wisdom. All right.
Yes.
So now it's telling you, whenever it's talking about dwell, it's talking about to believe. All right. So now we're gonna go back, trying to get this time thing situated here. All right. So, and it said right there, and they dwelled there for 10 years. Now we haven't done a class on this 10 yet. All right. But just so y'all know, the word 10 in Hebrew translate to tithe. The number 10 and tithe means the same thing. All right.
Tell them the 10th part.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's letting you know, right?
Yeah.
They stayed, Elimelech stayed in that doctrine until they was able to ask questions about the doctrine. So he was doing deep study. He believed in the doctrine of Moab. All right. That's what that's telling you. That 10 mean tithe. All right. So we're going to go to Leviticus 27.
That's what Abraham do while you're looking that up. Abraham gave 10%. He broke it down. Like, you got 5 senses. Each senses you got a spiritual interpretation to it. Those 5, the eyes, you see, you hear, touch, smell, hear, they got a spiritual interpretation behind it. Those are the tithes right there, 10%. He talking carnal, spiritual. That's what Elder Steph was saying. They stayed until he explained it
Yes, sir.
on Moab doctrine that way.
Mm-hmm. So now, whenever you tithe, tithing is questions and answers. When you tithe, you put meat or wisdom on the altar. The altar is the fire. The priest takes the meat and he started carving up that meat with 2 or 3. That's what's happening. That's how the priest processes your wisdom to give you what it means spiritually. Using 2 or 3 precepts. That's tithing. All right. So this is what they were Elimelech was tithing to the Moab doctrine. That's what that's telling you. All right. But so that y'all know what 10 means. 10 means tithe. Read that, Elder.
Leviticus 27:32. And concerning the tithe of the herd or of the flock, even of whatsoever passeth under the rod.
The rod is the doctrine. Read.
The 10th shall be holy unto the Lord.
Y'all see that? The tithe and the 10th. All right. So they're using them together. We're going to go to Numbers 18 and 26.
I got Hebrews 7:2 after that.
Okay.
That means it's so relaxing.
You know, that's what makes it easy. You know, we got a lot of truck drivers that watch our videos as they move down the highways and byways.
The smooth tones while you're driving your car.
Dulcet tones of elders of Israel.
These are the smooth tones of Israel.
Yes, sir.
Go and read that, Elder.
WEOI.
That's right. That's right, boy.
Yes, sir. Numbers 18:26. Thus speak unto the Levites, and say unto them, when ye take of the children of Israel the tithes, which I have given you from them, for your inheritance.
So whenever the people ask the question, the inheritance that you get, that the priest get, he gets inheritance by using 2 or 3 to get the proper understanding. So now he stores that away in his mind. So whenever he teach The person asked the question, he got the answer. Now he know how to teach it to the rest of the people. Y'all see how that go? That makes sense?
Yes,
That's
sir.
his inheritance. His inheritance is the word.
The teacher.
People got to come and ask the question so that he can get the understanding to teach them. That's how we deal with Budweiser frogs, okay?
Yeah.
You don't put them out?
No, bro. You got to
If they teach another doctrine, kick them out.
That's our heritage to teach.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Read on.
Yes, sir. Then ye shall offer up and heave offering up and heave offering of it for the Lord.
Yes. Read.
Even a 10th part of the tithe.
Y'all see that? Tithe and 10, it mean the same thing. It's talking about questions and answers, okay?
That's it.
When you start talking about 10, it's talking about questions and answers, all right?
Yes.
The man was giving questions and answers to the Moab doctrine. What you had, Elder Johanna?
Hebrews 7:2, sir.
All right.
I know it's like we ain't even. What verse we on in Ruth 1?
Hey man, I think we're on like 4.
Oh, okay, cool. We're getting there.
Yes,
better get back.
Yes.
But we can Hebrews 7:2. We can y'all can look it up. It's Hebrews 7:2 through 4. He's talking about the 10%, the 10th part that he tied to Melchizedek.
That's it right there. Go ahead.
All right,
Hey man.
Just cruising, man.
Yes, man.
Yes. Hebrews 7:2. To whom also Abraham gave a 10th part of all.
And this is how Abraham answered it. Read.
Yeah.
He gave a 10th part to Melchizedek.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He asked Melchizedek questions.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He's gonna bring this next little part.
Mm-hmm.
First being by interpretation king of righteousness.
So he's giving him his interpretation, how he did it.
And after that also king of Salem.
He gave him one precept. Read.
Which is king of peace.
That's the second precept. He gave it to him. Read.
Verse 3. Without father, without mother.
It's not immaculate conception. It's not immaculate conception. He ain't coming from aliens. Talking about there was nobody teaching his doctrine. Read.
Without descent.
He didn't go off from the doctrine.
Having neither beginning of days.
Nobody was teaching the doctrine.
Nor end of life.
This doctrine is going to live forever.
Yep.
But made like unto the Son of God.
Made like unto the Son of God. You the Son of God when you use two precepts. Read.
Yeah.
Abideth a priest continually.
That's where your priesthood should be.
Yes. He taught peace in Salem.
Mm-hmm.
Peace continually. Yeah.
Verse 4. Now consider how great this man was.
Okay, how great Abraham was, right?
Yes.
No, talking about Melchizedek.
Melchizedek, I'm sorry, pardon me, yes.
Unto whom even the patriarch Abraham gave the 10th part of the spoils.
The spoils of the spoiled, defiled doctrines.
Yeah.
So his defiled, he gave him a 10th of his spoils, meaning not loot. He's talking about his spoiled doctrine. He gave it to Melchizedek to correct it.
Remember, whenever this is talking about, whenever Abraham went to rescue Lot, all right, and he overthrew them kings, he took, whenever he debated them people, he took their understanding.
That's
right?
all it was.
What he did was he started asking Melchizedek, was what they was teaching righteous? And Melchizedek put 2 or 3 on it and showed him what he needed to know. That's the 10th part, the tithe. He asked that man that he learned. Remember, it says it was the 10th of his spoils, meaning he learned something, right? He learned something new. He asked Melchizedek whether or not what he had learned from them people that he defeated in debate, was it righteous or not righteous. That's all it's telling you. Right. When it's talking about that number 10, it's talking about wisdom. All right. It's talking about wisdom. All right. So we're gonna go on back.
Oh, poor Ruth.
Yeah. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna make it work, bro. We have no choice, my friend.
Poor Ruth.
Yeah. It's all right. We're gonna be all right. She's a good old girl. Yeah.
Yes.
So it said that he dwelled there for 10 years. So that means it's saying the church of Elimelech began to provide questions and answers about the doctrine of Orpah and Ruth. Okay, that's what it's saying. All right, we're going on next to verse 5. Read that.
Verse 5. And Mahlon and Chilion died also, both of them. And the woman was left of her 2 sons and her husband. So
now it's telling you, there came a point in time where Elimelech stopped teaching altogether. All right, so he died and his sons died. Right?
She lying. Oh, she lying. She lying. That's what it says.
Right. Well, it says, now Elimelech got 5 doctrines in his head. All right. He got Naomi, he got Mahlon, he got Chilion, he got Orpah, and he got Ruth. All right. So you have to look at this parable spiritually, or you will get confused. All of this is happening in Elimelech's mind. Okay, the land or doctrine of Moab is in his mind. He is the prophet, and these are his doctrines. The same thing happened with Adam and Eve. We're gonna go, just so you know. The concept I'm telling you, the Most High done told you this before. Y'all just didn't know what it meant. All right, so we're gonna explain to you what it's saying. We're going to 2nd Ezra 3. All right.
Getting bluesy over there, baby. Bluesy.
Yes.
Whatever it takes, man. You know, we want the people to be, satisfied with what they're hearing over here, man.
Yeah, true story.
Yeah, man.
They need to get their money's worth.
If you still giving your money to a preacher, get some help. Get some help. Y'all know a lot of poor people need that money.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
You better save it. You might need it yourself.
Yeah, you might need where it's going. Yeah.
Yeah. But now y'all know it's taught that Eve transgressed. It's taught that Eve transgressed. She gave the fruit to whatever to Adam. She gave the doctrine to Adam, and Adam sinned from Eve. We keep telling y'all a woman is a doctrine. Eve is a doctrine, is in his mind. All right. The same thing is happening to Elimelech. These doctrines are in his mind. Read that, Elder.
Yes, sir. 2nd Ezra 3 and 20. And yet tooketh thou not away from them a wicked heart, that thy law might bring forth fruit in them. Verse 21. For the first Adam bearing a wicked heart transgressed.
Who transgressed?
The first Adam bearing a wicked.
Now the first Adam is the carnal man.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have 2 bodies, carnal and spiritual.
But it's telling you that Adam transgressed.
Yes.
All right. It's telling you it's Adam that's transgressing. All right.
Yes.
Read.
bearing a wicked heart, transgressed and was overcome.
What heart mean?
Mind.
Okay, so he transgressed in his mind. What's in his mind? His doctrine.
Doctrine.
Read.
And so be all they that are born of him.
So if they follow his doctrine, they transgressing too.
That's what Job was saying. Job was born carnal. See that?
Yes.
The first Adam. Job, he was a carnal person thinking carnal.
Yes. So here you
got born again.
Yes.
And that's what he got to understand.
So here you got these
people. The day I was born into that wicked doctrine. Yeah.
So you got these people passing down the carnal Adam doctrine. They carnal. All right. They passing down. Everybody that's born, they getting taught carnal. All right. So that's why the world got wicked hearts, is cause they all believe carnal.
Second Ezra 3:22. Thus infirmity was made permanent.
It's permanent now. Everybody believe it. Read.
Yep.
And the law also in the heart of the people with the malignity of the root.
So the root is the carnal belief. Everybody's got it now. All right. Everybody believes carnal. It's part of the world now. Read.
So that the good departed away.
We forgot the doctrine.
Just said that earlier. What happened to me?
Yep.
And the evil abode still.
So now the people believe in evil. They dwell in evil now. Okay. They believe evil doctrine. We're going to go to Genesis 3. Show you an example of what it's talking about right now. Genesis 3 and verse 6. Read that.
Yes, sir. Genesis 3 and 6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food.
So now here is Adam listening to one of these nuts. One of these nut preachers. Hey, Adam, did you know that your history is in the Bible? How did you come? How did the black people get over here in America? That's what happened to Adam. He listening to a dumb tree. All right. Read on.
And that it was pleasant to the eyes.
He had never heard it before. Man, you mean to tell me black people actually got a purpose? Y'all see that? Read.
And a tree to be desired to make one wise.
All of y'all believe the way that the men bring that stuff out on them streets. Y'all think the men wise, and you think they gonna teach you to be wise.
Because you get people told.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you doing. But you don't understand that it's actually wicked. Read.
It's very wicked.
He took of the fruit thereof and did eat.
So the doctrine in Adam's mind, Eve started learning the lies that was told to him. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
Read.
Go to Genesis. Oh, go ahead.
And it gave also unto her husband with her.
See that?
And he did eat.
So he started believing it. They changed his mind. They changed his doctrine where he believed it. We're going to drop down to 11. Read.
Verse 11. And he said, who told thee that thou wast naked?
So the Most High is explaining how you know you naked, right? How you know you in sin. Read.
Hast thou eaten of the tree?
Have you learned something that you shouldn't have learned? Read.
Whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat.
So now you sitting up in there, you done got to the point, you realize you following a bunch of nuts, a bunch of racists and haters. Read.
Yes. verse 12. And the man said, the woman whom thou gavest to be with me,
my doctrine,
she gave me of the tree, and I did eat.
I allowed myself to be beguiled and tricked by them stupid men. What you had, Elder?
Go to Genesis 4:25. Now y'all listen up, and of course y'all been listening. But this right here, a lot of people read over this, and you know how we bring it out. That Elder King Johanna, Elder Stephanie had brought it out. But this to back up things. That's what I'm here for. But read that.
Yes, sir. Genesis 4:25. And Adam knew his wife again.
What is his wife? His doctrine. Y'all go to the spiritual side now. Read, and y'all gonna see it right here.
And she bare a son.
Develop another doctrine out of that doctrine.
Yes.
Read.
And called his name
doctrine.
Seth.
Yes. Seth. Here come.
For God, she said she hath appointed me another seed
doctrine
instead of Abel, whom Cain slew.
That's what them brothers doing. They slaying their brother out there.
Yeah. Yep.
They slaying their brother with that wicked doctrine. So it's another doctrine came about.
Yeah.
Elder, can I add one real quick?
Yeah, what you got?
Ecclesiastes 7:7.
Cain is a hatred doctrine. That's what we keep going on.
You got that, Elder Johanna?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Okay. Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
So what we teaching is the wisdom that'll make a man wise, not with man's wisdom, but with Christ's wisdom. So you will know oppression as defined by Christ, right? It's gonna say that when you know oppression, it's gonna make you mad, right? That means you're gonna have to change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it says, and a gift destroyeth the heart. So because somebody told you we was kings and whatever else they got to tell you, is just an addition to what Elder Stephen and Elder Samuel was just saying about the woman that thou gave us to be with me. It's a gift. You took the gift. Somebody gave you some wisdom, and imagine you couldn't even tell a lie in some people's house. You had to say telling stories growing up. And this person got you to forsake your own mama. They got you to forsake. Y'all don't see that a gift. Somebody told you just because you was a king, they made you throw away everything that you ever thought that was true and right in the world, just so you can be a king under them. And y'all don't never question that for 1 second. Say,
Right. Right.
That's it.
Or hate people of different races for no reason. Here you are, went to school with some and cool with some, but all of a sudden now all people of a certain race is wicked.
Yeah.
All praises. So now we went there to make sure y'all understood that all of this stuff is happening in Elimelech's mind. All right. This ain't saying he physically dead. All right. This saying this is what's happening to y'all. Y'all done went 10 toes down or tithing to the devil. That's what y'all doing whenever y'all in them camps. Y'all Elimelech. All right. Read on, Elder.
Yes, sir. Ruth 1:6. Then she arose with her daughters-in-law.
All of them is in Elimelech's mind. So now he got the doctrine of Naomi, Ruth, and Orpah in his mind. All right, y'all see that? Okay, read.
That she might return from the country of Moab.
They gonna stop. They stopped their belief in the country of Moab. That's what happened to a lot of y'all. All right, a lot of y'all was going over to them camps and all that other stuff, and y'all realize y'all don't believe it no more. It just done got to the point where all the lies and all that other foolishness, y'all ain't with it no more. That's just the way it is. A lot of y'all actually turn on God as a result of going out there to them people. All right. The Most High, he telling you a prophecy of you. He talking about you, right, through the story of Ruth. That's what's happening to y'all. All right. Read on.
For she had heard in the country of Moab how that the Lord had visited his people in giving them bread.
Yes. So it's saying Elimelech hears that the Most High is giving bread or wisdom in the doctrine of Judah. All right. So he trying to come back, right? It's going to be interesting how something's going to change, right? So he decides to return to that doctrine with the new understanding he has now, that he now has. So he originally, he had understanding. He got tricked into following a different doctrine. Now, the old doctrine that he had is starting to appeal to him now again. Y'all, that makes sense to y'all? All right. So now, verse 7 here.
Verse 7. Wherefore she went forth out of the place.
Place means doctrine.
Where she was, and her two daughters-in-law with her.
They daughters in the law of Moab, all right? They under her, but they daughters of Moab, all right? Remember, she's the original, right? Now, these are daughters-in-law, all right?
That was the mother doctrine, Naomi.
Yeah, she's the mother doctrine. She's was always superior. Read.
And they went on the way to return unto the land of Judah.
So now they going back to the land of Judah, the original where they first started. Y'all see that? This is a prophecy. It's talking about a lot of you, especially the ones of you that were delusioned by these camps and left to pursue a different understanding. Many of you were offended by the leaders of these camps or some of these churches and tried to find something to fit you better. So you left them churches and you left them camps. That is what happened to Elimelech. Now you aren't teaching the doctrine you learned that offended you, Naomi. All right, you stop teaching what your original doctrine, and you learn different doctrines after you left. That's Orpah and Ruth. See that? Now you hear new wisdom. So you done went and got them people done went and they insulted you, called you everything other than a child of God. Made sure after you left, they talked about you like a dog. Like they even did that to Ithon. Whenever he left, they said, oh man, that man was cheating on his wife.
Yeah.
He went back to his own
He came back and said, no, I didn't.
No, I didn't. I mean, come on, bro. Now you hear new wisdom that has come out of the carnal doctrine you learn in the camps, the land of Judah. The new doctrine is what y'all hearing now.
It's coming back,
right?
It's back now.
That's what he's telling you.
It's back now.
You starting to hear it now, and it's different. It's similar in that this is what you thought the Most High meant. He using the same words, but the words got a different meaning. Y'all see it? So it's familiar. And you sitting there, you trying to figure out, man, how come I didn't see that before? And everybody's talking about it. Y'all see how that's going?
Yes, sir.
my. There we are. Read that, Elder.
Yes, sir. Ruth 1 and 8. And Naomi said unto her two daughters-in-law, Go, return each to her mother's house. The Lord deal kindly with you, as ye have dealt with the dead and with me.
Okay, so now, whenever you start hearing this doctrine, right, the first thing you're going to do, you're going to say, well, I learned all that other stuff. I'm going to throw that stuff away, and I'm going to focus my attention on this new thing that's being taught. Y'all see that? Y'all see how that works? So that's where Naomi is trying to remove, or Elimelech is trying to remove them doctrines that he learned in Moab. If you read down, it talks about Orpah and Ruth being told to return to their land, and they don't want to part from Naomi. That means there's something going on in his brain, right?
Yes.
That is what is happening to you. You took the time to rise to the 10th day in your understanding, and you will retain some of those positive things you learned.
You add on lies to lies, because when they ran out, they went into talking about spaceships.
Yes, exactly.
Then they say Jesus coming back, he gonna kill everybody. Jesus said, I'm coming back the same way I left. Peace.
Right.
So when you pick up a wrong doctrine, you create other doctrines, creating lies on top of lies, lies on top of lies. Then you get to a point and say, wait a minute. Whoa, I got to stop right here, because people figuring it out. Then you're going to go back into the world and say, well, we need reparation from black people. Then they run over there. Then that going to wear out sooner or later. Say, well, white folks was in slavery too. Say, oh, they were. Yeah, here it is. The pirates, they was in slavery. So everybody been in slavery. Then they say, oh, we don't ran out. We don't ran out of lives. Now, I want my money back, Bishop.
Right.
Because everybody been in slavery. We can prove it. Right. Everybody.
Right.
So we can prove it now. So them lies running out, and that's what Elder Uncle Stephen talking about. They running out.
Okay. So now remember, the love my neighbor doctrine is universal.
Yes.
That is Ruth. Okay. Even though Ruth is from a different doctrine, Elder Samuel told you, Ruth is a humble doctrine. Y'all see that? Ruth is a humble doctrine. It's a humble, loving wisdom that you learn in your church that you can't let go. You see that? That's what that's all talking about. Whenever she telling them to go, but Ruth say, I'm gonna cleave, your people gonna be my people. Right? So what you gonna find out is that doctrine gonna get cleaned up. Remember, we was talking about Christmas, right?
We got the same doctrine. Yeah.
And we was talking about Christmas, and then we was talking about, well, it's on December 25th, and you like, well, I don't know about all that. That ain't in the Bible. Well, the Santa Claus, and he gonna come down the Christmas the chimney, and he gonna let the stuff on the Christmas tree, and all. You sitting up there, you saying, no, I don't know about that. And it's a time to give gifts and love one another. Hey, wait a minute, now that I can roll with.
Yes, sir.
Roll with that part. That's what Ruth is. Okay, it's a lot of wicked stuff in all these doctrines, but it boiled down to the major tenet in most of those doctrines, right, is the doctrine of love your brother, the golden rule. All right, Ruth is the golden rule. All right, you gonna forget about Orpah, whatever her name is, and you gonna cleave to Ruth, because Ruth is a righteous wisdom.
You get salvation. You get salvation. You get
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Y'all didn't know Oprah was in the Bible, did you?
Yeah.
Read.
Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, I knew it. Yeah.
Read this one here, Elder.
It was another doctrine, like sort of like Ruth, and they called her her name was Rahab. Joshua
Rahab.
Yeah. He did
In
not
Jericho.
destroy that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because
that doctrine helped them out and
exactly. Away. It's the same thing. It's saying the same
thing.
Now check out what this thing here say. Read that.
Yes, sir. Ruth 1:19. So they too went until they came to Bethlehem.
Ooh. Bethlehem. Where did they start off at though?
Bethlehem, Judah.
Now y'all see how the name changed. Originally, y'all went into Bethlehem, Judah, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then y'all sprang out of that Judah part. Y'all see what's going on here? Y'all see what's happening?
Yes, sir.
They're coming to the city of what David called the city of David later on.
Read this again so y'all can see where they started at. This is where Elimelech started at. Read it real quick.
Yes, sir. Ruth 1:1. Now it came to pass in the days when the judges ruled that there was a famine in the land, and a certain man of Bethlehem, Judah.
See that? He's from Bethlehem, Judah, right? But when you go back, now he going back to Bethlehem. Y'all see that? So now he done switched over to the spiritual. Y'all see that? He sprang out of Judah. He don't believe in that Judah doctrine no more. Y'all see that? That's what's happening to y'all. Y'all springing out of them carnal camps.
Yeah,
that's what's happening. Read on.
So, verse 19. So they too went until they came to Bethlehem. And
okay, so now Elimelech, with his doctrines, Naomi and Ruth came to Bethlehem. Now, after they done went through all of that stuff, right? They ended up in Bethlehem. And it's precepts that say this was gonna happen to y'all. Read.
And it came to pass when they were come to Bethlehem.
Bethlehem is where Christ from. Y'all understand that, right? He was born in Bethlehem, right? Read.
That all the city was moved about them. And they said, is this Naomi?
Okay. So now it's saying
that doctrine.
People are going to remember you on your way back to the Most High. They're gonna be like, he used to think this way, now he think another way, or she. You see what's going on?
I got a precept in Bethlehem. I don't know if you got time.
Yeah. I was getting ready to go to Micah. Micah 5 here. Which one you had?
1 Samuel 16, 17, and 18.
Okay.
But old Jesse.
All right.
Jesse.
The good doctrine that Jesse had.
The good doctrine that Jesse had.
1 Samuel 16.
Yeah, David daddy. David's father.
David's pappy.
To 17, right?
Yeah, 17. Yeah.
The pappy.
The baby's pappy.
I'm the pappy.
Verse 16, 17. Yeah.
16. Okay. All right.
No. Hold on. 1 Samuel 16, 17. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right.
Is it
17?
17. Okay. All right. Just making sure.
No, I was making sure. I was looking good.
I'm only a vessel.
All right.
Go ahead, Elder.
Yes, sir. 1 Samuel 16 and 17. And Saul said unto his servants,
His followers.
Provide me now a man that can play well.
Who can teach well.
Teach well.
And bring him to me.
I know they said a harp is a doctrine.
Verse 18. Then answered one of the servants and said, Behold, I have seen a son of Jesse the Bethlehemite.
Yes.
Bethlehemite that is cunning in playing.
And it's doctrine.
And a mighty, valiant man.
He's righteous.
He studied them doctrines.
Yes.
And a man of war.
That's what y'all saw when we was outside the Devil's Workshop over there in Riverdale, Georgia. That's what it's telling you.
Right.
Yes, sir.
We know how to war.
Yeah. Read on.
And prudent in matters.
He understand how to explain them doctrines.
Yes. That's his walk. He knows prudent in matters and not explain it.
Yes.
Not hurting it, brother. Come on now. These are holy prophets.
And a comely person.
There's a nice doctrine.
And the Lord is with him.
The 2 or 3 is with him.
Yes.
All right, that's good.
Okay. We're going to go to Micah 5. So y'all know what this Bethlehem is talking about. It's an actual doctrine, y'all. All right.
We just saw a follower right there, so here is the doctrine.
Right. Read that, Elder.
Yes, sir. Micah 5:1. Now gather thyself in troops, O daughter of troops.
Doctrine.
Doctrine of truth.
He had laid siege against us, that they shall smite the judge of Israel with a rod upon the cheek.
Okay, they're going to attack our doctrine. All right.
That's what the cheek is. People, when Christ was said, turn the other cheek.
Yes.
If somebody slap you on the cheek, come out debating you against your doctrine, turn the other cheek to spiritual, because they're going to come at you carnal. They're going to come to your carnal side and say blah, blah, blah. Then you turn the other doctrine to the spiritual and tear them up. That's what it says, turn the other cheek.
Yeah,
somebody
like when they ask you,
call the popo. If somebody slap you on your carnal cheek, call the popo. They won't do it no more.
I know that's right. But they will
like
get tossed up. Go ahead.
When y'all run into them on the street and they ask y'all, well, the law, what's wrong with the law? Can I kill? Can you kill? Say, can I stone? Because the scriptures say that you can stone somebody with the precepts.
Right.
That's what he's telling you. When they get on one cheek, turn it the other way, because they trying to trick you.
Right.
The war that we do ain't carnal. It ain't
right. Weapons
carnal.
of warfare are not carnal. Yep.
It is not carnal.
Right.
Verse 2. But thou, Bethlehem, Ephraim. Am I saying that right? Ephraim. Ephrata.
Remember in Ruth, when he was talking about all of his boys, right? Look where he said they was from. Y'all see that? So it's the prophecy in Micah is talking about the same thing in Ruth. Y'all see how that works?
All it does, viewers, it mix the doctrine a little bit, but it's the same basic doctrine. Euphrates is a doctrine, that water. And then, now this Bethlehem, Euphrates.
So it's telling you, right? It's talking about a prophecy of today, just like Ruth is talking about a prophecy of the day. You are of Bethlehem Ephrata. Okay, that's the doctrine that you gonna learn. Okay, you gonna learn this doctrine. It's talking about you. You are Ephratite. Okay, that's all it's saying. This is your doctrine. You just don't know it yet.
Or you in Rehoboam Shishak.
Right. Let's hope you ain't in that.
Right.
You go ahead and read it again, Elder.
Yes, sir. Micah 5:2. But thou, Bethlehem Ephrata, though thou be little among the thousands of Judah.
You sprang out of Judah. You sprang out of Judah. It's that one little part. That part right there in Judah is the part you need. Okay, the Bethlehem doctrine.
They said you be little. Because it said remnant.
Yes.
The remnant. Yes.
Yes. Read.
Thousands of Judah, yet out of thee.
Yes.
Yet out of thee shall he come forth unto me, that is to be ruler in Israel.
The doctrine
King or priest. Yep.
The doctrine of Bethlehem is gonna spring out of Judah and gonna become the ruling doctrine of Israel. All of us was in them camps. We was all in Judah following that lie. All of them came on ships and all that other stuff, reading the Bible carnally and all that other stuff. But even in Judah, that man made a precept packet.
Right.
That's the Bethlehem part. He didn't see the power in it though, because it wasn't making him no money. Y'all see what's going on? So we sprang out of Judah through the spiritual part he was teaching. Y'all see what's going on?
Yes, sir. So what you did there.
Read on.
Whose goings forth have been from old.
Yes.
From everlasting.
The Most High had already put this thing. All of this stuff is coming to pass because it's the Most High's will. It's got to manifest the way He said it. It's got to happen how the Most High say it's going to happen. All right. We are teaching the doctrine of Bethlehem. That is how you know it's a prophecy. You are living it by what just happened to you when you found the doctrine. We are building the nation of Zion. So when we go back to Ruth, we go to verse 20 here. We almost done here, y'all. Just hang on. Nathaniel will be there when we get through. Read that, Elder. We're reading down to 22. We just gonna go ahead and read it on out.
Yes, sir. Ruth 1:20. She said unto them, call me not Naomi. Call me Mara, for the Almighty hath dealt very bitterly with me.
So you see what's going on. You done got broke, busted, and disgusted in this path. Okay? Because they say sometimes you got to go through it to get to it. All right? That's what the Most High, He said, you gonna have to work in order to get this understanding. Thank God the Most High didn't take us through all of the stuff that we went through, because we submitted early. But some of y'all hard-headed because y'all want to be a captain. Y'all want to be a officer of 84.
Walk with your
all
chest
this
out.
other stuff. Y'all got all that pride, right?
Yeah, it's coming.
And so the Most High dealing bitterly with y'all. He said He gonna keep busting you up. Every small nickel you got, He gonna let them get it. You gonna be sitting up in there trying to do these men bidding, and your family gonna be suffering. till you figure it out. He gonna keep busting you up till you figure it out. Leave them nuts. I ain't told you to come over here and listen to this filth. Come over here and find out what I'm talking about so I can go ahead and make something out of you. Right now, you ain't nothing but a loser.
A loser.
Yep.
That's all you are.
God say he changed not. How much time you got in the elder?
Well, I'm trying to finish him on out.
Okay, I didn't want to interrupt you.
But what he's saying is, what you got? How long is it gonna take you?
About 5 minutes. It's gonna.
Okay. What you got?
Joshua 2:8. Because you're touching on something that I'll back up because we got the same doctrine.
Yeah.
Now this is Joshua 2:8. Now he said this. He said he changed not, right? So when you see this pattern coming, you see what's about to happen. Because we see the pattern. But read that. You're gonna read 2 and 8, and then you're gonna jump to 4 and 5.
Yes, sir.
Jumping up.
Joshua, not Joshua, Joshua. But you ain't got that, do you?
No, I ain't got that. What
don't worry about it.
Okay. Anywho, but nonetheless, let me get it back over here.
You don't have it, do you?
You said I got Joshua. What are you saying?
No, Jasher.
The book of Jasher?
Yeah, you don't have that.
No, I ain't got that. I ain't got that. I try and keep it right here.
Yeah. We got it's the same thing over and over. Yeah. But go ahead.
Okay, but the Most High say you're gonna get jacked up, right? We're gonna go to Hosea over here, right? We're gonna go to Hosea. Hosea chapter 6, right? Because you're getting busted up. Read this, Elder.
Yes, sir.
You're making a promise to you. Read that.
Hosea chapter 6 and verse 1. Come and let us return unto the Lord.
You're going to get this in your mind after a while. After the Most High keep letting you get busted up, eventually you're going to figure it out, right? You're going to get tired of them beatings. Read.
For he hath torn.
He done torn y'all up and got y'all out there on the streets looking like straight bozos.
Yeah.
He torn y'all up with that doctrine. Yeah. That's right.
That doctrine been ripped to shreds.
Yes. Those men are birds of prey. They're predators. They got claws and they got teeth.
Don't want to work. They want your money and pimp you too.
Yes, exactly. And they tearing y'all understanding to shreds.
Yes.
Read on.
And he will heal us.
He's gonna heal y'all. Y'all getting healed now with the word. That's what's happening right now. Y'all getting healed with the word. Read on.
He hath smitten.
Yeah, you've been smitten by all of them lies that them people told you. And you done went up in there and done cuss your friends out and cuss your mama out. You done got everybody ticked off at the job and all that other stuff. Read.
And he will bind us up.
Okay. He gonna bind you up with this doctrine. You're gonna realize, look, man, all you need to do is love your brother. The people gonna be sitting up in there saying, oh, flying monkeys. Yeah, it'll turn you into a flying monkey. So, but he gonna bind you up with this doctrine, all right? He gonna get you off of that foolish track and he gonna bring you the way you need to go. Read this.
We say monkey back because Christ he be clowned on. He say synagogue because they in sin and they like goggles.
Yeah.
And they monkey bats. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Oh, flying monkey. Go ahead, read on, Elder.
Yes, sir. Verse 2. After 2 days will he revive us.
Okay, so now after 2 days, he gonna revive us. Now, I know these people sitting up in there and they trying to tell you that these days mean something else. All right. When he talking about days mean wisdom. Okay. What is it? Ecclesiastes 7:11?
Yes, sir.
Micah 3:6. When it's talking about days, it's talking about wisdom. After you get past the third day, after the second day, read.
In the third day, he will raise us up.
After you at the third level, you gonna convert. And you gonna go to the fourth day, which is the spiritual. All right, that's what that means. I know a lot of people sitting up here telling you otherwise, but he keeps saying it over and over. He say that Jonah, he went in the whale belly for 3 days, and then he vomited him up. Y'all see that? He telling the same thing. These men telling y'all about these days, they got to say something about days now, because we done went and we done explained it to y'all. Again, we got numerology in the Bible, right? And we explaining what this stuff means, right? So now you got these people, they have to, because them Budweiser frogs is asking questions. But why, sir? And they can't answer it. All right, that's what's happening. All right, so don't get beguiled and tricked into following some man who used to be trying to learn the spiritual, that gave it all up for $1.50, and he come up in there trying to tell you, oh no, I know what that means. Once he loses his credibility, right, he is no more good. He just like that guy Ariel. If he go and he tell you something and it don't come to pass, he go and he start teaching the Most High doctrine, and then he fall back into that wickedness like a foolish Galatian. You can't trust him. All right? Read.
And we shall live in his sight.
You gonna understand what he really saying. That's what that's telling you. You gonna live in his sight. You gonna start teaching his doctrine.
Yes.
Read.
Can you go down just a little bit, Elder?
Oh, I'm sorry, I've been too aggressive. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Verse 3. Then shall we know if we follow on to know the Lord.
If you go ahead and learn that 2 or 3, read.
His going forth is prepared as the morning.
The morning when the light come. All right. You gon' the like they say, the light bulb gonna come on. All right. You gonna start figuring it out. Oh, that's what it means.
You gonna make a choice.
Yes.
When you finish that, I want to bring up one after this. Yeah.
Read.
And he shall come unto us as the rain.
Rain is water. Water is wisdom. Galatians, what was it? Ephesians 5:26.
Yes, Sirach 119.
That's what water is. It's also Sirach 15:3.
Yes.
Water is wisdom. Okay. He gonna come unto us as the rain. You gonna start getting the understanding. You gonna be like, oh my God, I didn't know that's what all of this stuff means.
Yes.
All these men been lying to me the whole time. This thing's simple. Read.
Yep. As the latter and former rain unto the earth.
All of that stuff that was written way back when, right? You didn't know what them prophets were saying. But it's gonna start raining on the earth, the carnal. All right, that's what's gonna happen to you. You're gonna get that rain.
You're gonna get it.
All praises.
Understand it, and it's gonna wash away all that carnal foolishness.
Yes.
What you got, Elder?
And it's gonna be up to you to accept it, because we're gonna show you right here. Go to Revelation 8 and 10. Because you spoke about the third, right? Now you got to go through it, because we don't have that much time and read it yourself, and we'll explain it in the future. But it's the first time this spiritual person gonna get this understanding. The second time he gonna get this understanding. Then the third time he gonna get this understanding. You got layers of understanding. When you get to the third day, okay, this angel, the spiritual man within you, get this third day. Read. Now this is an angel. Nathaniel. This is at Nathaniel in 10.
You say 8 and 10?
Yes, sir. Revelation 8 and 10.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that.
Don't challenge me, son, because I know what I'm talking about.
Read that.
Keep running.
Yes, sir. Revelations 8 and 10. And the third angel sounded.
When he's spiritual. because he saw this before. Read.
And there fell a great star from heaven.
He was elevated with that spiritual interpretation. He don't fell down. Read.
Burning as it were a lamp.
Light bearer.
Yes, he's a light bearer. Burning. Yeah. As it were a lamp. As it were a lamp. Read.
And it fell upon the third part of the rivers.
Them doctrines, because that's the level of understanding he had. Read.
And upon the fountains of waters.
They taught them too. He taught them to that mess. Read.
Verse 11. And the name of the star is called Wormwood.
What is the name? The doctrine. That's the doctrine he got, the foul doctrine. He still, Jacob is still a worm.
Yep.
See that?
Yep.
He's still a
Word
worm.
is a tree. That's a prophet.
Word is a tree. Yeah. Go to Isaiah 48 and what is that at? 23.
What? Okay.
That you don't have to go to it, but keep reading.
Okay.
And the third part of the waters became wormwood.
See that? Read.
And many men died in the waters.
Stupid. Now they stupid walking dead in the street. Revelation chapter 11. Read.
Because they were made bitter.
Verse 12.
Notice
That's
what
the
that
precept.
thing's saying. That thing is saying the third part. Okay. So it's just one of the three.
Yes.
I mean, they teaching carnal. They only giving you
carnal.
one precept. Okay, that's what he telling you.
That's it.
That's their doctrine. Their doctrine is one precept. That's why he a worm. Okay, he a worm. And the men dying in them waters, right? They believe in that lie. And that's why they bitter. They hate their brother.
Yes. Verse 12.
Verse 12. And the fourth angel sounded.
When the fourth when he get this level of understanding, read. Now this could be anybody on this level of understanding, 4, but that's him, 3. Read.
And the third part was the sun. I'm sorry. And the third part of the sun was smitten.
They got the understanding. Read.
And the third part of the moon. And the third part of the stars. So as the third part of them was darkened.
They're walking stupid.
Yep, they dumb.
And the day shone not for a third part of it. And the night likewise.
They're still walking stupid. Read.
Yep.
Verse 13. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven.
Now this a person elevated. Read.
Saying with a loud voice, Woe, 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 unto the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the 3 angels, which are yet to sound.
You see this understanding. He's telling them stop, stop, stop. Read.
Verse 9 and verse 1.
Trying to go to verse 9?
9 and 1, yeah.
All right, how much longer you got?
This is it right here.
Okay.
And the 5th angel sounded.
This 5th level of understanding person, when he get it, when he's spiritual.
And I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth.
Carnal.
And to him was given the key of the bottomless pit.
The doctrine.
You going to the next one?
That's it.
Okay.
But that's now because you got to wrap it on up, Elder. But that's it. But the 3rd level is wormwood.
Most High.
All praise.
To 2nd Ezra 7, because we was talking about how you're going to have to go through it to get to it. All right. We're going to 2nd Ezra 7. We're going to verse 6. This is what you had to go through to come to the point where you are now. All right. Read that, Elder.
2nd Ezra 7 and 6. There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field and is full of all good things.
Things is doctrines, okay? There's another thing. A city is builded. We building the city. That's Zion, okay? Set upon a broad field and it's full of good things. So you can see it's good doctrines coming out of what we teaching y'all. Thing is doctrine. That's it. And 10 and 1. All right. Read that, Elder.
Verse 7. The entrance thereof is narrow.
So it's a narrow entrance. So you got to use 2 or 3 to get in this into this kingdom.
That's
right?
the only way.
You got to
have 2 witnesses.
You got to have 2 to 3 witnesses in order to get the understanding. All right, that's the only way you're gonna get it. Read.
And the entrance is the gate.
Yes.
It's a door. That's Christ.
Yes.
The only way you're gonna know what he's saying is to go through the narrow door, not Nathaniel door.
Right. You got to use them 2 or 3. Read on.
And is set in a dangerous place to fall.
It's easy to fall. Okay, whenever you preaching, all right, it's easy to fall. If you don't use 2 or 3, you gon' fall.
You every time.
And this what y'all done went through. Y'all done failed. Y'all fallen angels because y'all been following a dummy.
You fell to the earth.
Following the devil.
You fall into the earth, the carnal interpretation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Read.
Like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water.
Okay, so you constantly weighing the fire. All right, you in a precarious place. Okay, it's real easy to go and go carnal, and you're gonna either get burned up on one side or you're gonna drown on the other side. All right, the only thing that's keeping you safe is that 2 or 3.
That's
the path that you on. That's the path. That's the doctrine. Read.
Verse 8. And one only path between them both.
Okay, so now the 2 or 3 doctrine rightly divides what it's saying. All right, you got to use 2 or 3 in order to get the wisdom. The wisdom is along the path. All right. Read.
Stay on the highway. Get off the highway road and get on the highway to spiritual interpretation.
Get off them streets,
boy. Even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once.
It's a very, very easy for you to screw up. All right. But if you have the knowledge, like you say, 2 or 3 precepts, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, that a little. That's the knowledge. You got to be weaned from the milk to get it. All right. But you follow that path regardless. That's what a lot of y'all have done. And now y'all getting the understanding that y'all need. Read that, Elder.
Yes, sir. Verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance.
This is the inheritance that y'all getting. We giving y'all the inheritance. The inheritance is the parables. Being able to understand the parables using 2 or 3. That's the inheritance. The inheritance is the word, y'all. The truth. The understanding of what God is saying. Read.
If he never shall pass the danger set before it.
Y'all passed all of them different camps and churches and all them belief systems that y'all went through. All that was to get you to here. He manifesting, he telling you what's happening to you right now.
There's a reason why
finally got it.
You was in hell.
Yes.
That's hell.
Yes. You had to get busted up. That's the only way. If you don't get busted up, you'll get in the middle of this darn thing. Look at what happened to Ithon. He didn't get busted up. Okay? He always had somebody that'll write him a check. So now whenever the time came, he done learned the doctrine. He don't believe enough to continue on the path. So he done either fell into the fire or he done fell into the water. Yeah, and now he done gone and walked off the path. Yes. But y'all got to go through it. He was a young man and they raised him up to the level of deacon. Whenever a person get ranked quick, a lot of times they end up becoming disillusioned. Okay? Because they ain't went through the same struggle as the rest of them got. He got it too easy. He got it too quick. And then he get up and now he on top. And then he like, what's next for me? I ain't got no more challenges. And then he fall off. What's that? It's in wasn't it Mark 4? We talk about whenever the seeds, they don't get on good dirt.
Rooted in, Mark 4.
So that's what happened to him. That's what
you
happened.
You got to be rooted into Christ.
Yeah.
You got to be rooted into Christ. Yeah.
That's what happened to people who don't have no struggle along the way. Very few people are special enough to see something, see the value in it, and stick to it. Most people ain't like that. There are a few people like that. I don't doubt that. But the majority of people, they'll ride with something for a little while and then they'll say, yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah. That's what happened to Elimelech.
Yeah.
That's what's happening to a lot of y'all. Read on.
How shall he receive this inheritance?
Exactly. You ain't gonna be able to get it unless you stay on the path. You had to go through all that you went through in order to get to this point where you are now, where you able to understand and follow what the Most High wants you to do. All we got to do is endure. We just got to endure.
To go through them curses.
Yes.
How can you be his priest?
Right. Exactly. So, all right, you have returned to the Most High. You are now in Bethlehem for the barley harvest. That's what's going on right now, right? We have a lot of work to do to educate people about the Most High, all right? That's what the barley harvest talking about. There ain't but like 2 more verses in there. Y'all can read it on your own. We about to shut it down. We will end right there, and we will come back with Ruth. We're going to come back to Ruth later. But now you have a good idea of what it is talking about. It's a prophecy of what is happening to you this very moment. There is a lot going on in Israel right now. When I say Israel, I'm talking about any person on this planet that believe in the spiritual doctrine. That's who Israel is. So let y'all know. All right, y'all can follow them, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Now from New Guinea now they from New Guinea and all this other stuff, cause that's where that money at. He going up in there trying to get that money from them people.
It's all about money for him.
But we
got money. Be a good slave. Slave.
Right. We, along with the elders who give their tithes, that's the people who put them precepts in their chat. All right.
That's right.
Who give their tithes and offerings are working together to reestablish Zion. This story is not talking about race.
No.
All you race baiters keep trying to show that the Most High prefers one race to another. And you guys are sadly mistaken about how the Most High thinks. The Most High's doctrine can convert the devil, but you want to limit him in who his word will reach. Imagine that. You so smart, you can tell the Most High, no Most High. No, them white people, all of them Asian people over there, no, Most High, you don't want them. You don't want them. That's what y'all doing whenever y'all do what y'all do.
Yeah.
What if the answer to the prayer you keep praying in regards to your so-called oppressor is for him to be taught that he needs to learn to love his neighbor by your example. How about that?
Yes, sir.
If he doesn't comply, that is the Most High's judgment he has to endure. All right? If that man don't change, the Most High gonna punish him. He the ultimate judge. He's the ultimate judge. All right? So we hope you enjoyed the show. Until we meet again. And, you know, we want to thank all the elders who had precepts and put their stuff in the chat. I couldn't see the chat, y'all. You know, I was working all the strings and all that other stuff. That doesn't make me better than you. But I did suffer a lot for this class, guys. So if nobody got anything else, because I know Nathaniel probably up in that line real good right now.
Yes.
So, and then we're going to go on ahead and let y'all get on to him. But,
yeah, they get the history lesson now, bro.
But until then, we going to go ahead and bid you all a shalom.
Shalom, people.
All the elders.
Shalom, elders.
Love you too, elders. The people that's watching us. Love you too.
Yes, love y'all.
Yeah. Shalom.